Hey, Cowboys Nation, we are back and we are as irrelevant as ever. Tonight on the show from the Cowboys Zone, you know him as the Bluff City Cowboy, Mr. Marcus D. Jones.
Going on, everybody?
From Dallas Cowboys Uncensored, Charlie Flymouth Moffat. And I want to thank Boss Cowboy for giving him that name because he's wearing it like a badge of honor as if he wasn't already insufferable. My name is Rika. I'm the author of Rika Moves the Chains blog at rikamovesthechains.com, and I host a show sometimes on Tuesday night right here on the Dallas Cowboys Uncensored Network. How we doing, kids?
Pretty good.
Doing good? All right, folks. Hey, if you haven't already, do us a favor, hit that like button, and if you hate Charlie, hit the dislike. And while you're down there, go ahead, join the dysfunctional family, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you can be notified every single time we go live. Even if you hate us, you can't troll us if you don't know when we're on. And as always, we're going to take care of a little business, kids. TwistedGorilla.com has the best t-shirts online. They've got funny t-shirts, they've got sarcastic t-shirts, but most importantly, y'all, they've got Cowboys t-shirts. So head to twistedgorilla.com, let them know that you're a fan of the Cowboys, that you're a fan of Rika, and that you hate Charlie, and save 15% at checkout when you use coupon code RIKA15. That website and that coupon code in the ticker right down there. All right, guys, what are we talking about tonight?
We got a whole bunch of shit to talk about.
Last
Got
game
some
of the
folks
season.
in the house. Dwayne Wright, good to see you. Tammy, thanks for coming back.
First episode of the new year, last episode of the regular season.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys have a good break?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a great one.
Yeah.
Fun.
Okay. So
It was a good Christmas. Got to see that Washington game live in the house, which was really nice because it was such a good blowout. I don't think it's indicative of the team that we are, but it was good to see that live in person and got to spend some time with my best guy. And now we're back here doing what we do.
yeah, it's always good to see a blowout. It's good for fan excitement, especially.
Yeah. Made it worth the price of the ticket.
All right, so as everybody knows, our game got flexed over to tomorrow night, so that's why we're doing the show a day early. Wanted to get involved and talk all the news and notes about the Cowboys. Touch about some of the topics that have been floating around social media this week, and we'll probably briefly touch on last week's game. I know we want to kind of try to put that in the back burner, but we'll touch on that a little bit and touch on tomorrow's game against the Eagles. So where'd you guys want to start at?
Start with the bad last week's game.
All right.
Okay.
This was a hard one to watch. For me personally, us against Minnesota, I think 2 years ago, that was the one game that just really killed me because I felt like we were both evenly matched and we should have pulled it out. And I feel like this one was kind of the same thing for me. Going back and looking at the game, I know us as fans like to point fingers at our team and who made a mistake. But you just got to sometimes just got to give the other team credit. They executed their game plan better than we did, and they made it work for the win. It wasn't pretty. They only had one touchdown the whole game or two. It was mostly a field goal game for them. Got Philly Notion in the house.
Oh Lord, Notion.
You can't get away from them.
I haven't
What
seen him in
the
a while though.
hell?
Man, come on. I had a rough night and I hate the fucking Eagles.
I love how you had that queued up for him, Rika.
I keep it there just in case Notion decides to swing through the comments.
But yeah, sometimes you just got to give the other team credit. I mean, they executed their game plan better than we did. What they did worked. We almost had a chance to come back and win it, but end of the day, they were just a better team that day. Now, if it happens again in the playoffs, it might be a different story. But for last week, you just got to give them props. I mean, we can dig into anything specific you guys want to talk about in the comments. You guys want to touch on from the game. There's a lot of different ways we can go.
You go, Rock.
Anything from the game stood out, Rika?
Just another example of, I felt early on in the season, even when we were on the win streak, that our offense was not where it needed to be. And then as the season wore on, that became more and more exposed.
Mm-hmm.
I had said back, week maybe 4 or 5 on the Rika show. And I asked the question to Charlie and the guest that was on that week. And I said, despite this win, despite how well it went, do you really think that this offense is playing as well as what they can play? I think that the offense we saw in week 1 doesn't exist anymore. And I really don't have a single finger to point about that. And we're going to get into it a whole lot more later.
Yeah.
But I feel like the blame lays spread around, that it's not one thing that we can fix to walk this back. It's going to be a lot of things, a lot of very small things. It's a lot of small tweaks. I mean, it wasn't a bad game. We didn't lose by a huge margin. It wasn't a blowout. But like I said, back in week 1, that narrow loss that we took, and everybody was like, moral victories and okay, you're supposed to win every single time. I was like, well, you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with where this team went from week 17 of last season to week 1 of this season. I felt very good about that game, even though it was that loss by that narrow margin. However, at the time, I knew then that I wasn't going to be okay if we were still doing that at the end of the season. We're still doing it, and I'm not okay with it.
Doing what?
Just a narrow loss and not pulling out that win whenever we should. Not progressing, not getting better with every single week. I don't feel like we did, and I'm not okay with it.
I think we did weeks 1 through 7. I think we fell apart about week 8. And we haven't fucking got it back since then. I had no problem. I would take the offense that we had weeks 1 through 7, give us that now, and there's not a fucking team in the NFL that can beat us. Not one. Not a single one at all. Not an AFC team, not an NFC team. Give us 80% of that offense back, and we're going to contend every game. Play like we are right now, because this team will only go as far as this offense carries them. We can talk about defense winning championships. That's fucking cute, but it's not true. And this defense isn't the defense that's going to carry us to where we want to go. This team will go as far as this offense carries them. And if this offense keeps up what it's done the past 9 weeks, or 7 out of the past 9 weeks, we'll get past the wild card round, depending on who we match up against, and we won't get past the division round. Now, can they fix it? Well, there's no time to fucking fix it anymore.
Yeah.
We started saying that against Kansas City when it was like 7 games left, and we said it again, and we said it again, and we fucking said it again. And then now we're with 1 game left. It's not going to get fixed in 1 game, especially with all the players we have out tomorrow anyways. So what we got to hope for as fans is that some way, somehow, these motherfuckers just flip the switch and just turn it on in the playoffs. That's that because there's no fucking evidence the past 9 weeks that should tell us we're going to do fine in the playoffs. We're going to fucking go all the way. Or we're even going to get to the fucking NFC Championship game. No evidence at all. The past 9 weeks, the only evidence we have is the first 7 weeks. And right now, we are praying to baby Jesus that somehow, some way we can flip the switch and get back to that offense. Is it possible? Yeah, I've seen teams. I've seen a 9-7 Giant team in 2011 look like shit and only got in because they had to play us the last game of the year to get in, and they fucking made a run and won the Super Bowl. So yes, it is possible, but it's not likely. There's a reason why there's only a few teams you can mention that did that, because out of the 50-something fucking Super Bowls, there's been very few teams that have been able to just flip a switch in the playoffs and fucking make a run.
Yeah. I can only think of maybe 3 in the past 20 years.
Philly Notion asks a really good question.
Good question.
He says, if your team had to see Kyler Murray again first round, can y'all get it done? You know what, Notion? I'm gonna go ahead. I hate being honest with freaking Eagles fan, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't know. It depends on who shows up. The talent is definitely there. If they show up prepared, if they show up with a game plan, if they show up ready to adjust that plan when they need to, if they show up with a playbook that is diverse and that counters what they know that the Arizona defense can bring, can they win against Kyler Murray? Oh, fuck yeah, they can win against Kyler Murray all day long. But for some reason, I feel like we have a team that doesn't really want to sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm more than frustrated with it, but that's the truth. It's up to each one of them. There's nobody there on that offense, maybe save the exception of Tyler Biotish and Terrence Steele. And Terrence Steele has progressed a whole lot. Tyler Biotish is probably way out of his depth at this point, but everybody else should be able to win against every single team in the NFL. Hands down.
Yeah. I agree with you, Reich. I mean, it's a coin flip game. They're not a bad team. I mean, they could just as easily be the 3 seed or the 2 seed as they could the 5 seed. So it's not like we're just talking about some screw-up team that just owns us. And if you go back and look at the game, it wasn't just like Kyler Murray was the one that beat us. I mean, you can give just as much, if not more, credit to their defense for beating us than Kyler Murray, because, like, once again, they couldn't score touchdowns on us. So it's not like he was just slinging it all over the yard and he was just running around, because he didn't start running until late in the fourth quarter, where they just had to get first downs to run the clock out. So we definitely have a shot to beat them if our team improves on a couple of areas here and there. Something that would concern me, they had a lot of key guys out when they played us. I believe one or both of their starting corners may have been out, and their best kind of ground and pound running back was out also in James Conner. And now there's also talk that J.J. Watt will be available for the wild card week. So if we play them, we may have to see J.J. Watt also. And you look at how their team played us in their front seven, you add a guy like that in, you just don't know what that'll do to swing things. So we definitely have a shot, but I can't say for sure like they own us, and I can't say that we would get our revenge if we played them again.
Yeah, if our offense is there, again, I'm not scared of any team. Even with our offense ain't there, we got a shot. I mean, our offense looked like pure shit other night, and they didn't whoop our ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it just. But yeah, no, there's no dominant team this year. Green Bay might have the best argument, but they don't. None of them teams scare me. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not worried about any of anybody, you know. But like I said, if our offense does what it did the past 9 weeks, well, no, I mean, I'm not scared, but my expectation of us fucking going past the division round is very, very slim. Like I said, this team will go as far as this offense carries them. I mean, this defense, I love this defense. The defense is good. This defense is way ahead where I thought they would be. But at the end of the day, man, they're not dominant. They're not a dominant defense. I know how we looked in them 4 games. Okay, but we faced Taylor Heineke twice. We faced goddamn Glennon once, and we faced fucking Taysom Hill, who had 9 fucking throws all year because he was just coming off injury. So we're not going to be. We might face one of them quarterbacks in the first round, them type of quarterbacks. So that's why I say I think the wild card round, I'm comfortable we'll win that round, regardless how the offense plays, unless they play like pure shit, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I have confidence. But getting past that round, you Tom Brady and fucking Rodgers, they're not going to do stupid shit like that. They're not Mike Glennon. They're not fucking Taysom Hill. They're not fucking Taylor Heineke. You're not going to get 4 turnovers a game and multiple pick sixes and all kinds of crazy shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this defense is good, but it's not dominant. It's a good defense, and at no point this season have I blamed our defense for losing, which is very unusual. But
the defense has definitely progressed way more than I ever thought that it would. It's still not 100% there, but that's okay. I feel like if our offense were doing their job, the defense would be holding these opponents' scores down low enough to allow us to win. Stephen White says that he feels good, I guess, going in the playoffs about the Cardinals or anyone. We have the team, we have the potential to be dominant for sure. Yeah. And Stephen, that's what's most frustrating with the whole situation, because if we were looking at a Dallas offense that had a quarterback that couldn't read the defense, or had, wide receivers that just weren't very good, couldn't make the catches, didn't have good footwork, didn't have good toe taps. If we had, a line that was young and couldn't execute, couldn't keep on their blocks the way that they should, all of these things, then I would be like, well, okay, I can identify these problems. I know what we need to fix. I know how we can get better. But I'm looking at this offense that we have, and I don't understand why things aren't meshing. I'm struggling with it.
Well, it starts with Kellen Moore.
Definitely.
His offenses went vanilla. And when we was playing KC in Denver and Vegas, I heard, well, we're just holding back for the NFC teams. We're going to have, the Giants and fucking Saints and the fucking what the fucks and the Cards. We're just holding back because we don't want to show too much for that stretch. Then we came to that stretch, and the offense was, well, still vanilla. And then it was like, well, we're holding back for the fucking playoffs. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, there's one thing to hold back plays you haven't shown. I get that. You don't even have to try to do that. That's going to happen naturally, just because every play is going to be ran on certain situations, certain down the distance, certain defenses. So offenses at the end of the year, they'll have plays in their playbook they never even ran the whole year. You go to a Super Bowl and there'll be plays in the offense playbook you never got to. And if there's a few of them that you're going to get to and you want to get to, but you just don't want to show, I get that. But it makes no fucking sense not to show anything that you showed this first 7 weeks, and we haven't showed any of that. That shit's on film. It's not like the film gets burned after 30 days. The film's there. So when the playoffs start, they can look from weeks 1 all the way through 16, 17 and have all of our film. So there's no reason to hold back that much. There's no reason to go straight fucking preseason vanilla. And that's what we've done. And I understand the 2 deep, the cover 2, the 2 deep high. But I promise you, y'all, there's more fucking route concepts to beat that than fucking 5 to 7 yard curls. Okay. That's not the only way you beat that.
Yeah.
And you don't beat it just by only wide receiver screens, which we're fucking horrible at, or fucking screens in general, which we're not very good at. But for some reason, Kellen Moore has in his head that we got to be a screen team, but we fucking suck at it. So I'm not so sure why we keep going to that shit when it's not fucking working. There's a lot of shit. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know. I know it starts with him. I'm not saying Dak's been perfect. He's had some ups and downs.
Right.
Fuck, Cooper's had some up and downs. Fucking, even though people don't want to admit that. Fucking Professor O, he has some clips on Twitter if you want to go look at it of Cooper running routes or what he does on route times
or lack of running routes,
or times where he's not running a route. He's just there to block. He's been fucking lazy, to put it to you very blatantly. He has not. And CeeDee Lamb's the same way. I don't know if they're pissed off because of the play calling and they're just going half-ass. I don't know, but the shit needs to stop. Because there's plays when you do that, you fuck the play up, even though you're running the ball or the route ain't coming to you. If you just half-ass do your job, it screws your whole fucking goddamn other routes up. It screws the run game up. It screws everything up. You got to go full speed every fucking play. And Professor O has some clips on Twitter if you want to go check them out that shows that they're not doing that. They're not doing that. Cooper was real bad against fucking the Cards. But yeah, I think it starts with Kellen and it trickles down from there.
Yeah. And Tammy asked the question, does Jarwin come back tomorrow night? I don't think so.
I would hold. I don't know if he's supposed to, but I'd hold him out. I don't fucking get him hurt again. Just wait till the playoffs, put him in then. I think he'll help with the 12 personnel.
Yeah, he's been activated from the injury list. So the team has 21 days to bring him up to the roster.
Yeah, he'll come back the first playoff game. And he'll help. He'll help with the 12 personnel because then you actually have two tight ends that can hurt you in the fucking pass game. Where in 12 personnel now, you pretty much only have one that teams are scared of, and that's Schultz.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as bad as fucking people think Jarwin is at blocking, he's better than fucking Schultz. He ain't no worse than Schultz. So maybe he can help with the blocking scheme too. I'm not with Dan Orlovsky and thinks that's why I run game with the shit because fucking Jarwin ain't in there, which was dumb as shit. But I think he could probably help a little bit. He can't get no fucking worse than Schultz. Schultz is absolutely fucking horrible. But in his defense, this comes back to fucking Kellen Moore. Why the fuck do you have a fucking tight end that's not very good blocking one-on-one with Chandler Jones on a fucking run play? Mm-hmm. Like, where does it? Where in any scheme do you think? You know what? That's a fucking great idea. Let's do this. You know, that's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of little things in the scheme that just makes no sense at all. And I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if Mike's in his head or somebody else is in his head or what the fuck is going on. But whatever if it continues, like I said, if it continues, we'll get past the wild card round probably, and we'll end our fucking playoff run in a division round like we have for 26 motherfucking years.
Yep.
And we'll be watching the NFC Championship game. We'll be watching the Super Bowl without our team playing.
Again.
All right, guys. We can take this a bunch of different ways. Next topic.
One more real quick more thing.
Go ahead, do your thing.
The defense is dependent on turnovers, and that's not knocking the defense.
Yeah.
But the defense gave up 400 yards, 25 points, 43% on third downs, and 100% on fourth downs. That's not a winning way to win a game. Mm-hmm. And if you give it 25 points and they stayed on the field because they gave up over 43% third down rate, they gave up fucking two fourth downs, so there's 100% on fourth downs. That's not how you do it. And and what happened? We didn't get no turnovers. They're also dependent on our offense to get a lead. You know, if we can get a lead, they're good at playing from the lead. They're not good at fucking playing even, or they're not very good at playing from behind. They're good when when our offense, when they get turnovers and our offense does something with them, and then we get the lead, and then they can tee off on the fucking quarterback. And they can, do shit that they normally don't do.
And Charlie saying the defense being dependent on turnovers is not, a bad thing. It's not that we don't like the defense. There's a lot there to improve on, but there's a lot of talent there also. And when February, March, April come around, I am very much in favor of doing whatever kind of trickery and money management we have to do to allow Dan Quinn to retain as many people as he wants to. I like what he's put together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, one more season, get it meshing a little bit better, and they're going to be unstoppable. So,
yeah, that's why I started out a couple minutes ago saying the defense is good.
Yeah,
the defense is good. We can win. The defense has not lost. I have not blamed one loss on the defense all year. Not one. I didn't blame the Tampa Bay loss on them just because it was the first game, a bunch of rookies, fucking new coordinator. There wasn't one game I like, yep, that motherfucker, that game's on the defense. Not one game has been that way. The Cards, I'm not blaming the Cardinal game on them. I'm just saying when they don't get turnovers and the offense doesn't do nothing, it's hard. That's when them type of defenses that people say they can carry them, that's what they mean. That defense can carry them teams. It doesn't happen often. You have the Baltimore Ravens fucking did it, and I don't really like counting them because that was 21 fucking years ago. And
Right. Doesn't seem like it.
yeah, football was different back then. You had the 2015 Broncos, but I would say this: them teams' offenses was, well, not the fucking Ravens, was it? But they weren't bad. The fucking 2015 Broncos, they was efficient. You know, and some people bring up the Seahawks. Don't bring up the Seahawks. They was defense dominated. Their defense side of the ball was more impressive than their offense. That fucking offense was good.
Mm-hmm.
They had a good running game. They had an efficient passing game, and they had one of the best deep ball throws in the NFL, and Russell Wilson that can take the top off every once in a while to make your defense stay honest. So yeah, that Seahawks won, and they was defense dominated, but they won with a good offense. And how our offense is playing right now, it's not good. It's called average at best. And in some games, it's not even been average.
Before we leave the Cardinals game, let me ask you guys this question, in case we don't play them again, but I was just wondering. Keanu Neal didn't play that game. So when you go back and watch, Micah Parsons had to go out a lot more in coverage than normal because you didn't want to leave LVE out there covering Chase Edmonds because we kind of got a couple of glimpses of that too. Do you guys think if Neal would have played that would have helped the defense a little bit more in terms of, for one, like covering the tight end? We had a lot of different scenarios where Anthony Brown was covering the tight end because LVE simply couldn't do it. And we had a couple of scenarios where they would take the tight end, the running back wide, and Michael was the one that had to go out there with him. And that brought down Wilson as the spy instead of LVE. Do you think if we had a more athletic linebacker like Neal that would have helped a little bit on the defensive side in terms of stuff like that?
I don't know if helped enough to win, but it wouldn't hurt. Right. It definitely would have helped. You know, now how much I couldn't tell you, but yeah, it definitely. Anytime you got a better player than the one out there, it'll definitely help. I just don't know how. I just don't know how much. I think we got overall, man. We got out coached.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely got out coached.
As much as I love Quinn, and I don't blame the defense for the loss, he got out coached a little bit too, because they did some things like put the running back out there and force Micah out of the box. So he did a lot of things to say, hey, we're going to control where Micah goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it definitely would have helped. Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed quite a few times we had Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis trying to cover the tight end, and I think that would have been a scenario where we would have probably had Neal doing it instead, which may have been a better matchup in certain situations.
Right.
All right. We want to go to playoff scenarios next.
Sure.
Okay.
We can talk about the Eagles game, but there's not a lot to talk about just for the simple fact that they got so many people probably not going to play, and we have so many people probably not going to play. It's going to be like a glorified preseason game.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. It's important for us to win this game. We talked about it before we came on the show. Is I want to fight for the third seed. I most years I'm like, fuck it, third, fourth, it doesn't really matter because usually the 1 and 2 seeds going to fucking run it and get the NFC Championship in their house anyways. But this year with the teams being so even, there's a chance that the number 3 seed and number 4 seed could fucking win the division rounds, and the 3 seed would host the fucking NFC Championship game. So it is important because, like I said, if we're the 3 seed and Rams are the 4 seed, if they was lose and we was win, I can see the Rams going to Green Bay and beating Green Bay. Green Bay ain't unstoppable. I can see us going to Tampa Bay beating Tampa Bay, and in that case, the 3 seed would play the 4 seed, and we'd have the NFC Championship game in our house. Or better yet, say we get the 4 seed and the Bucks get the fucking 3 seed. I can see us going to Green Bay and beating Green Bay, and I can see the Bucks going to fucking LA and beating LA, and Bucks will host it with the 3 seed. So that's why I want to. I'm not saying play all the players, and if they're fucking hurt, play them anyways. But it's not that important, but it is important because we're all going to be like, fuck, if in the playoffs we're playing the fucking 3 seed in the NFC Championship game and we're the 4th, we're gonna be like, shit, we could have just got 1 seed higher. So there's that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think a lot of people is going to set, for us and for them. And even the ones that's going to start for us, I don't think they'll play the whole game.
Yeah. I couldn't find a pretty chart. I just want to put the playoff
Go ahead.
Rankings up real quick, just so people can kind of see where we are. So you guys see, of course, the Packers are pretty much clinched at 1. Right as of right now, the Rams are 2, Bucks at 3. We're sitting at 4. Cardinals 5, Niners 6, Eagles 7. And if you guys see the stars next to, or the asterisks next to all the teams, pretty much everybody except the Niners are playoff secure. Now, Charlie, I know you keep up with this a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
If the Niners lose and the Saints win, do the Eagles go to 6 or do the Saints and the Niners just flip flop?
Hold on. Let me run it real quick.
Yeah, let's say the Eagles lose, so they'll be 9-8. The Niners lose, they'll be 9-8, and the Saints win, they'll be 9-8. We already kind of know if the Niners lose and the Saints win, the Saints are in. So the question would be: would the Eagles go up to 6, or with the Saints?
Do you have the Eagles winning?
No, I'm saying if the Eagles lose.
Okay, if the Eagles lose,
the Niners lose, they'll be 9-8, and the Saints win. So all 3 teams will be 9-8. Based off of what I've seen,
Niners would not get in.
Yeah, I know the Niners wouldn't get in.
Philadelphia moves to the 6th, and Saints move in at the 7th.
That was the question I had.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I made that more difficult than it should have been. My bad.
But if the let's say the Niners lose, would they still? If the Niners and the Saints lose, would the Niners still stay at 6, or with the Eagles? With the Eagles,
Eagles would be in 7th, and San Francisco would be in the 6th.
Okay, all right. Gotcha. So yeah. So you're looking at a Rams, Eagles first round, Bucks, Niners. And like you said, Charlie, the Niners can beat the Bucks.
It's
a matchup, right? That's a perfect matchup for the Niners.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually going on wild card round going chalk 2, 3, and 4 wins.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, that might ain't fucking happen. Fucking one of the teams could be us. That doesn't go chalk. So the AFC side is really fucking wild. I can't wait till the fucking AFC playoffs. That's going to be great. That fucking wild card round is just going to be so fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's extremely evenly matched. I mean, even you look at this week, I think the Raiders and the Chargers are playing win and in. That should be a good game. And we don't give the Raiders a lot of credit. They could upset somebody.
Yeah, like right now you would have the Chargers playing the Chiefs, the Colts playing the Bengals, and New England playing Buffalo. If the playoffs start today, but there's some other things that could happen, wins and shit that can move people around. But yeah, that would be that matchup. No matter how you match them up, whether it's the Raiders slipping in there, that's just going to be some good fucking matchups over there. It's going to be fun to watch. I mean, right there in that matchup, you have two division rivals. You have KC playing San Diego and Buffalo playing New England. So both them teams be playing each other for the 3rd time. So that's going to be interesting, man.
That Chiefs Chargers game would be an amazing wild card.
I'm telling you, man, I'm ready for the fucking. I mean, the good thing about these playoffs, usually when my Cowboys play and they don't win, which there's a chance they won't, I get depressed and I don't really watch a lot. I don't give a shit. I'm watching all the fucking playoff games this year. I don't give a shit if we win or not. Because this is going to be some great games this year, man. It's going to be very, very interesting. But yeah, no, overall, dude, yeah. As far as our matchups go, if we want to go into matchups, I mean, I don't know who I'd really want. I mean, in some ways, I'd want fucking Niners, even though their defense, but their offense is just like, I think
Jimmy G can lay an egg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then you got the Cardinals. They didn't whoop our ass that day, and we didn't even play close to fucking what we could on offense. And I think we can even play better on defense. And then you have the Eagles. I'm not fucking worried about the Eagles, but I would say this: that'd be a disappointing way to lose if we lost from the Eagles in the playoffs, dude. I might not watch any more playoffs. I was lying to you earlier.
Yeah.
And then the Saints. I guess I don't worry about the wild card round no more. I worry about the division round because it's just. I mean, you have fucking shit happen. You had the Saints fucking going to the Bucks and shutting them out, dude.
Yep.
You know, I mean, weird shit can happen, you know, and I will say this, though. In the playoffs, Tom Brady does Tom Brady shit. That's what he does.
Right.
So I don't expect some crazy shit like that to happen again. With that said, it can happen.
They beat him. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can happen. Yeah. So, like I said, it's going to be some good football, man. And and as far as matchups go, if I had to pick out of all the teams who I'd want to match up with, honestly, it'd probably be the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
If they could slip in. The second one would probably be the Eagles. Although I don't like playing division teams in the playoffs. My third one would probably be the Cards.
Mm-hmm.
No, probably San Francisco and the Cards. What about you, Rika? My baby.
Honestly, honestly, at this point, I hate saying this out loud, but I just don't have a whole lot of confidence in this offense. I don't have a whole lot of confidence right now
No,
in the
Micah.
offensive coaching staff. I don't think the seeding matters because I don't think we're going to get very far.
See, I don't either.
I
If
hope
the
that
offense
they
keeps playing, but
surprise me.
I do think,
But
I do
really,
think we.
where we land seed wise, who we get, I don't think it matters because no matter who we ended up against, we're going to shit the bed.
See, I agree when it comes to the division round, but not the wild card round. I feel like when it gets to the division round, I don't give a shit. Matches up with whoever match up with. I don't give a shit if it's Tampa or if it's Green Bay. Uh, but the wild card round, I do have confidence that we can win that round.
Mm-hmm.
We already showed we could beat the Saints, although they're going to be a different team than we played then. Cards we went toe to toe with, and I think a second time around we can make up for that. Eagles are the Eagles. San Francisco is the only one, the outlier out there that I don't know that, but like I said, I wild card round, I do worry about who there are ones I want to match up with from top to bottom. But when it gets to division round, I don't give a shit.
All right, Charlie, another question for you. So, what scenario would have to happen for us to move from 4 to 3? And second question, is the 2 seed even still in play for us?
Yes.
It is?
Yes. The 3 seeds in play, if the Rams lose, we win. We get the 3.
Okay.
The 2 seed,
Well, the Bucks
Rams
have to lose too, right?
No, because Bucks would be by themselves on the 2 seed, and us and the Rams be tied, and we win the tiebreaker with the Rams.
Okay, gotcha.
And we get 3 seed. To get the 2 seed, the Bucks and the Rams have to lose, and we have to win. So the 2 seed it's not unstoppable or but I mean we're asking for a lot for the Carolina to beat the Bucks and fucking the Niners to beat the Rams both this weekend.
Well,
not that it can't happen.
The Niners have beat the Rams 3 straight times.
And see, that's why I keep talking about the 3 seed, because I think we do have a good chance at the 3 seed. The 2 seeds is where I just don't think we have a good chance, just because the fucking Bucks ain't gonna lose. Because if but see, the thing is, if the Bucks lose, we win and the Rams win, we still end up with the 4, because the Bucks will be tied with us and they win the head-to-head tiebreaker.
Gotcha.
The only time we don't win the head-to-head tiebreaker ain't involved is when there's a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
And then we win all them 3-way ties.
That's a good question in the comments too, Rock. I was going to ask him that once we got through with this.
Yeah, I kind of want to know.
Yes, Steven, let us know what happened on the A to Z morning show.
See, Marcus, I feel like this team tricked me.
Okay.
I feel like this team tricked me because back in the summer when they announced that we were doing Hard Knocks and everybody was like, it's a distraction. I don't want to do Hard Knocks. And I was like, you know what, guys? Let's go ahead and do Hard Knocks. It'll be fine. This is not a team that can get deep in the playoffs. So why are you worried about it? Go ahead, let the distraction come. Don't worry about it. And then we got 10 years where we don't have to fuck with Hard Knocks. We'll have this team that's more developed and we'll go on a run. But then
you took the cheese.
We went on a run. And I was like, all right, okay. Here we go. We're going to get deep in the playoffs. There's no reason we're not going to be in the NFC Championship game. And then week 8 came. And now it's like they're just fucking with me.
Mm-hmm.
They tricked me. And I don't like that.
Oh, he said Sky was short in the attitude. In Skywalker's defense, I would have to see what person called in or what the comments look like.
I have heard him go off on a guy one morning who was defending Jalen Smith. And he just lost it. Don't ever call into my show again. He was so mad. It was the best thing I've ever watched. And I agree with him. The guy called up and was acting like a moron.
Did somebody put Steven's comment up? Okay.
Yeah, well, no, but Steven, you do that for two reasons. One is his fucking show, so he can do what the
Good
fuck he
point.
wants to on it. The second reason, I don't. Me and Scott don't agree on everything. There's quite a bit that we don't agree on. But with that said, I understand fucking idiots. So when idiots call in on a fucking show, it tends to piss you off a little bit. So
Yeah.
fuck them.
That's why
Fuck them
we
in the
don't have
neck.
callers because then Charlie would be calling him a dipshit on the phone. It would be just a whole
Yeah.
mess. It'd be a thing.
Yeah, I would never tell another man how to do their show. Now, whether I like their shows or don't like their shows, that's my opinion, but in my prerogative.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell
Also, we
somebody
don't
how.
have we don't have
This
any
guy's a good
viewers. The
dude.
only person that called would be Steven and the lunatic. So
I don't listen to Scob not because I don't, not for any reason besides I work when
hey,
he's on.
Sadika, what's up, girl?
I work when he's on, so I don't get a lot of chance to listen to him.
Same here.
So I can't listen to him all the time. But I can imagine out of every 10 colors, 9 of them he's fucking cool to. But like I said, I understand. Just going off Twitter, sometimes I want to
Yeah.
fucking punch my screen on my laptop because of the fucking idiots on there. So
And
I
it
can
is
imagine having
yeah.
call-ins and have some dude
It is a good
just
show,
constantly
but
talk
some
shit.
of those call-ins,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they wild and I used to
yeah.
watch
You
it
don't.
every single day, but now I've got a meeting that takes place every morning, so I can't sit and focus on it and listen to it. So I haven't been watching, but
And another
um,
thing, Charlie, you didn't touch on. Some people call in the shows just to be an asshole.
Just to be a
They,
dick. Yes,
they get
exactly.
a they
Just
get a
to be a
rise
dick.
out of it.
Just to fucking troll. Just like there's trolls on every
right?
time you tweet something, there's one fucking little prick that's going to troll you. It's no different than phone calls. There's going to be one phone caller. I'm going to piss fucking Sky off today. Watch this. And just goes off. And Sky gives it to him. And I respect that shit 100%. I have no fucking problem with it. I fucking totally agree with them 100%. Y'all should let me fucking. We should do calls and let me see how I talk to some of y'all.
Hey, I can set the phone line up whatever you want me to.
I'll be like fucking Jim Rohn used to have a take, don't suck, and fucking every time they have a bad time, like and just hang up on them fuckers. I don't know if y'all ever listened to Rohn back in the. I don't know how he is now, but back in the day he was a prick. He would just talk so much shit to fucking callers. It was fucking hilarious.
Haven't had a chance to really give a lot of
I'm
shout
not
out.
gonna let Charlie have callers on this channel. The cussing I get when he calls me is bad enough. I'm not gonna let him talk that way to you people.
Don't say that shit. That makes it look like I call you all the time and fucking cuss you. Jesus Christ. Fuckers don't even like me. Now they think I'm treating you like shit. They're really not going to fucking like me.
He doesn't. Charlie's nice to me.
So before we move forward, I got to give a shout out. Teflon Breed, thank you for joining. EG, thank you for tuning in. Stephen White's been here since the beginning. And I saw Mendoza jump into the chats a while ago. So Mendoza, thank you for joining. And then we got Sadiqa coming in. So I'm looking forward to seeing great comments from you. Kevin Richards also.
She spelled my name right. Most people, even though my fucking name is up there, it's spelled EY, they still say Charlie IE.
IE.
Yeah. Which I'm not, I don't make me. My school teacher's done it my whole life. Everybody's done it. It should be spelled IE. But that was my mom's choice. She didn't like my dad, so she spelled it different than him. Long story, we won't get into that. But yeah, no, anyways, man. Yeah. Somebody said the Eagles can't advance in the playoff or can't move up. They can. They can move up a spot. They can get to the 6. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, some shit had to happen, but they can. But there's no reason for them to worry about it because they're fucking going to be on the road regardless of first round.
Right.
And so they don't know who they're going to match up with, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I see why I see Charlie's point, and that the 3 seed is very important this year. I guess though for me, because I don't have a lot of confidence about us deeper in the playoffs, I want the win tomorrow, and my main reason is because I want the division sweep.
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
If we can't have
it doesn't happen often.
And my thinking is gonna be hard to get deep in the playoffs, but having that division sweep kind of softens that blow a little bit for me. So I'd like to have that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, I want to win regardless. I know if we win and we get a little bit of luck on our side, we can move up a seed. If we get a whole bunch of fucking luck on our side, we can actually move up to the 2 seed. Like I said, not going to happen. I wouldn't put money on it, but there's always a possibility.
I would put money there's going to be an upset, though. I would put money on an upset.
Stephen White says he was asked by @Kevin Richards, "Who am I anyway?" Kevin Richards, Stephen White is I don't even think Stephen White knows who he is. I think he's way too baked to. I'm surprised that he can even log into YouTube at
I
this
gotta
point.
check this guy's page sometimes because you guys always say that.
Who? Steven?
Even Stephen White.
Steven's
Say it.
great.
He fucking says in our chat all the time, dude. Right here. He says,
Yeah, I see that.
when he
I just
says
don't
hi,
know
don't
his
say
page.
hi. He says HIGH, like, yeah, like hi.
Yes.
He always talks about how high he
Yeah.
is.
Steven's
I
awesome.
don't follow him on, and it's not against him. I don't even know where to find him on Twitter or fucking Facebook. I just know him from here, and he always talking about how he's bait or he's
Yeah, I
about to
know.
light, or how he's about to light one up. And I'm like, good for you. If we go to the Super Bowl, just let y'all know, our show before the Super Bowl, I told Rika and Marcus this, I'm going to get drunk as fuck for that show.
And the phone lines will be open.
And the phone lines will be open.
Phone lines will be open.
And if y'all think I'm an asshole while I'm sober, just get me drunk.
Oh Lord.
Rika's never even seen me drunk before.
Nope.
Which I have fucking only drank, 2 times in the past 3 years? I don't drink often.
All right, guys, we're at 45 minutes. What do you want to move to next? You want to recap this Eagles game a little bit or talk about the social media talk for the week?
I don't think he came here to trash him, Steven. I think that guy probably took that the wrong way. But Scott's popular, and if you say something bad, I mean, he's going to have people who are going to defend him.
Yeah.
And on that case, him talking shit to an idiot on the phone, I would defend him any fucking day in the week because fuck it. That's his show. Got to go on his fucking platform. So if you don't like it, don't fucking call in. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. So what do you want to go to next? We want to talk about this Eagles game, or you want to talk about social media talk of the week?
Let's
The
go
flavor
social
of the
media
week.
talk of the week.
All right, let's go to the flavor of the week then. So, and I know Charlie has some nice little statistics for us, so we're all going to sit back and learn something in a few minutes. So I'm sure, looking at the comments, everybody here pretty much follows multiple grassroots podcasters, and every once in a while there's a topic that kind of comes up that floats around the Cowboys universe. And this week it's been why Amari Cooper isn't getting targets and how that affects us in terms of winning and losing. So we've seen a lot of people give their reason behind it, give their position. And Charlie's been pretty active in doing his own homework and research. So Charlie, go ahead. Let us know a little bit about what you looked at and some of the conclusions that you came to on this topic.
Well, I broke down Amari Cooper's targets, and I did it in different ways. I did it from games 1 through 7. I did it through the games 2 through 7 from our win streak, our 6-game win streak. I did it 8 games through game 16, and I also broke it down from games Kansas City game on. I did it that way because the numbers change a whole lot. If you just go off the simple part of it, 1 through 7, 8 through 16, it's going to look fucked up. It's going to look like, holy shit, when maybe we do have to target Mario a lot more. Actually, it doesn't say that. It actually just shows that he has dropped in his targets. But if you break it down in different ways, you show it's not as big of a drop off. What I found was I didn't see anything saying, hey, we have to target Cooper more. There wasn't nothing that I found that says that's the way to win the game. I can see maybe if you want to target him one more target a game, don't take it away from Lamb though. Anyways, I compare Lamb's targets to fucking Cooper's targets because that's if you give Cooper more targets, it's going to take away from Lamb, or it's going to take away from the tight. It's going to take away from somebody, and it shouldn't be taken away from Lamb. But here, I'll go ahead and we'll go through it real quick. All right. This is a 6-game win streak. Lamb in that time averaged 6.6 targets a game and is 8 dot. And for people who don't know what that is, that's average depth of target. That's not yards after the catch, anything like that. That's from the time the ball left fucking Dak's hand and where the receiver was on the field when he threw it. So it shows how far we're going down the field, how far we're targeting. And by the way, that is the issue. It's not the targets Marty's getting. It's his A dot and his depth target for everybody that's going down, and that's a Kellen Moore problem. Anyways, Cooper had 6 targets a game through that win streak, and 15 yards A dot, which is pretty fucking good. But then, since then, Lamb's targets actually went up to 7.3, but his A dot has dropped to 10.3, 2 yards, over 2 yards. Cooper has dropped about a half a target a game, and his A dot has dropped 5 yards. Again, the scheme of getting Cooper the ball is more of an issue than getting Cooper the ball. The 6 targets a game, 7 targets a game, that's not the issue. It's the issue that we're not scheming him downfield. And I think we've all complained about that. I know I have. It's been a lot of fucking wide receiver screens. It's been a lot of fucking 5-6 yard fucking out routes, curl routes, stop routes in general, whether it's a hook, a curl, a fucking dig, whatever it is. It's just not very far down the field. That's games. That's how it looks. 6-game win streak compared to game since. Then I broke it down even a little further. Excuse me. This is for the Cards. This is for the Kansas City game. The reason I did this is because Kansas City game, although Cooper didn't play in that one, or the Vegas game, but it's just from the Kansas City game on. It's because I think that's the first time we really started complaining about our offense. We complained about it against the Denver game, but we bounced back the Atlanta game. Everybody thought we was back. And that Kansas City game came. And from that game on, we have not looked like the offense that we did through that 6-game winning streak, or even through the first 7 games with the Buccaneers game. So if you do that, not much changed. 7.3, except the A dot. The A dot went down for Cooper by quite a bit. For Lamb, and then fucking Cooper's A dot stayed the same, and his targets pretty much stayed the same. So if you compare it to that, the KC game, he went from 7.3 targets through the Kansas City game, through the 6-game win streak. He had 6.6 targets, so his targets went up, but his A dot fell 3 yards, and that's not good. Cooper's targets really through the 6-game win streak, he had 6.1 targets a game. Through this kind of meh streak that we're on, his targets haven't changed. It's the same thing. So he didn't go up in targets and he didn't go down in targets. And his A dot was 10, and it was 10. Excuse me. It was 10. It was 10 during the.
Hey, Charlie, I hate to break your flow.
Yeah.
Question just popped up in my head.
Yeah, go ahead.
A dot. Can you say what that is? Because I'm not an acronym guy, for one.
Average depth of target.
Okay.
Meaning when they go out for a pass, if they go for a 20-yard pass, Dak throws it, it goes down as 20 yards. Doesn't matter if he catches it and runs for another 30. It goes down the depth of target, when he caught it or where he was when he threw it. He don't even have to catch it.
Okay.
It could be a drop ball. It could be an overthrow. It's how far he's going down the field when he's fucking throwing the ball to his wide receivers.
Now, this one's probably outside of the scope of what you did, but what is considered a good A dot or average A dot for a receiver? Is 10 kind of a
10 ain't bad, but 10 ain't bad, but you like to see, like Cooper had 15 and Lamb had 12 and a half through the early. That's really good.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure people kind of know where to gauge it at.
And that decreases, Charlie, due to play calling. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean it's that. Yeah, that's play calling. That means we're not sending Cooper or Lamb down the field as much as we used to. Or their targets are a lot shorter than they used to be. But yeah, like I said, the Kansas City game, I just did that one just for the simple fact that that's when our offense just kind of started being a little weird and shit like that. And like I said, from the 6-game win streak, Lamb's targets actually went up, but his A dot went down. Cooper's targets stayed the same, but his A dot again dropped by 5. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's big like that. So like I said, I don't think it's the targets that we have an issue with or should have an issue with. I think it's the fucking depth of target and the play calling that we should have an issue with.
Those damn screen passes.
They fuck you every time, especially on A dot. And then I went ahead and, just to be fair, I did games 1 through 7. And this is where it gets confusing. But I had to do it because I don't like people taking out games, and I always talk shit to people. Well, if you take out this game, and then it doesn't look good. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do the whole thing. This is when it looks bad because Cooper's targets went from 7.7 through the first 7 games down to 5.6, and that looks fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, what helped his targets through games 1 through 7 is I added game 1. When you add game 1 to the Bucks, he had 17 targets that game. All right. Fucking Lamb's targets jumped up a whole bunch too. But from the 6-game win streak, Lamb was averaging 6.6. But if you count that one game, just add that one game, it jumps it to 7.8. Cooper was averaging 6.1. Add that one game, it changes to 7.7. Because they both had that one had 17 targets, Cooper did, and Lamb had 15 targets. But I did it to be fair to add that game. So I just did the games 1 through 7. And I did the games 8 through 16. If you did that way, Lamb's targets drop just about half a target, and Cooper's drops pretty much 2 targets a game. The A-dot goes from 14 to 10. Lamb's A-dot goes from 12.4 to 2. But again, both A-drops are dropping significantly, but Cooper's targets drop significantly if you count that first game. And like I said, and that just shows you how much difference it is one game can add. Cooper has 7.7 if you add that first game, but if you don't add that game, you just go through the win streak, he only has 6.1. That's how much them 17 targets at. And the reason I don't like adding that game, that was an anomaly. Cooper's not going to get 17 targets a fucking game. All right. It ain't going to fucking happen. Lambs ain't going to get fucking 15 targets a game. We threw the ball almost 60 times that game. So that was a little bit of an anomaly, and it just jumped their fucking both their targets up by quite a bit. So if somebody is searching it and trying to convince everybody that Cooper needs more touches, more targets, then do it this way. Because this will show everybody like, yeah, see, fucking through this first 7 games, but he's doing good. And he was averaging 7 targets a game, and it dropped by 2 targets. Now we're not doing good. But if you break it down a little further like I did and go through the win streak, go through the fucking Kansas City game, you'll see there's not a lot of difference in his targets. It's just that first fucking game of the year just exploded his fucking targets. It kind of made it kind of unnecessary to me to add that game. But it is a game. He did play it. But if you think he's going to get 17 targets a game, or if you fucking want him to get 17 targets a game, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And again, fucking Lamb also got, dude, you know how often a receiver is going to get 17 and another receiver is going to get 15? That's an anomaly. That doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's not that kind of, you got to throw it 60 fucking times a game to fucking do that.
Yeah.
So that's why I wasn't even going to add this. I thought, no, it's not fair because I'm not showing everything. So I decided to add this. And this is the one that kind of surprised me, was weird. And I didn't know. This is fucking Cooper.
Yeah, this one really surprised me when you put it up there.
Yeah, this is Cooper. Game 1 through 7. He played out wide 76% of the time and slot 24% of the time. He's pretty good first 7 games on offense. Since then, we haven't been as good. And them fucking numbers is pretty much flipped. He's been fucking wide only 36% of the time compared to 76. He's been in slot 64% of the time compared to 24% of the time. Now,
and that's a good stat because it goes against the misconception that a lot of people say that Coop's such a great route runner. If you put him in the slot, he'd be unstoppable. Because that's something you hear all the time across social media. And
you know what I fucked up on my slideshow? This is not Cooper. This is Lamb. That's my bad.
Okay.
Totally my bad.
That makes more sense though.
Yeah,
really?
That's totally my bad. I did so much Cooper Lamb shit. Oh shit, sorry about that. I fucking forgot all about I just added the wrong one.
Yeah, but that makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah.
Because once Gallup came back, that puts Lamb back in the slot.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have the stat for Cooper, would you?
Yeah. Not on hand, but
okay.
I can grab it real fucking quick.
Okay.
From PFF. I can tell you this: Cooper's outside 90% of the time.
I can imagine, yeah.
But I can grab it real quick. But yeah, no, like I said, I want to do all that because, and my conclusion is this: I don't think there's any significant evidence out there that shows that we need to target Cooper more.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to give him another target a game, I'm okay with that as long as it doesn't come from Lamb. But I don't really see a lot of evidence. What evidence I do see is we got to start pushing the ball down the field more. That to me that's a must.
Mm-hmm.
But here I'll give you his game every game. What his A dot was. I mean what where he was out wide.
Okay.
Uh, Game one, 63% of the time. Game two, this is all out wide.
Okay.
61, 66, 76, 71, 78, 67, 81, 62, 58, 76, 75, 76, 71. He's outside. He's outside at least 60% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's never went below 61% being outside, being a wide out. His slots are 37, 38, 34, 23, 29, 21, 32, 18, 37, 41, 23, 25, 23, 28.
Mm-hmm.
So on average, and hell, they even got the average down here. 70% of the time he's outside, 30% of the time he's inside.
Okay.
Basically the opposite of Lamb. Like what Lamb is, 76 and 24 for the first 7 games. That's how Cooper is every game. Cooper's never in the slot more than he is out wide. Yeah. But this one, but the Lamb one, it shot me because I'm so much on. I love Lamb in the slot, and I'm not. And this is another thing is I'm not saying we ain't as good on offense because Lamb was in the slot more. I'm just giving some fucking ideals of where everything's at. I mean, there was things wrong with our offensive line. Fucking we switching out offensive linemen. Tyron Smith was hurt. There was a lot of things going on, but I just thought it was odd that through the first 7 games we looked pretty good, and he was out wide more than he was the last 9 games when he was inside 64% of the time. And I also brought that up is because Gallup's out again, and Cooper is about to. I mean, Lamb is about to go back out wide.
Yeah.
And I'll give Professor O some credit on this. He brought it up. I DM'd it the other day talking about this stuff. And some people might not agree to this. I agree to it. I know Bluff does too. He thinks that the combination of Dak to Wilson, Cedric Wilson, is better than the combination of Dak to Michael Gallup. Even though Michael Gallup, and he admits, Michael Gallup is a better wide receiver than fucking Cedric Wilson. It's just a combination of Dak to Wilson is better than Dak to Michael Gallup.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that has to do is when that combination was going on, who was outside? It wasn't Gallup. It was CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
And then and Wilson was taking all the slot snaps.
Yeah.
And then when it switched back, CeeDee Lamb went back inside. I think it kind of I would say this. I think the combination of Dak to Lamb on the outside is better than the combination of Dak to Gallup on the outside.
Definitely agree.
Yeah, that's what I think. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like I said, y'all can take from what y'all want. I'll show it to y'all again. I just don't see anything that says, that says we got to target him more. I just, he's through our win streak, he averaged 6 targets a game. His ADOT was 15, and then when we went through our slump since then, he has dropped a half a target. And so I meant that. So if you want to give him another half a target, I know you can't do that, but if you want to give him another target, I'm good with that. But his targets need to be a bit more than 10 yards down the field.
Yeah,
that needs to fucking come up.
And Charlie, to add on what you said, Rika, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, Bluff, I was just gonna say you had mentioned something a few weeks ago before Christmas that Coach Webster had taken notice of regarding Michael Gallup.
Yeah. So what he mentioned to me was kind of following up on what Charlie said about Lamb and Wilson. When they brought Gallup back from injured reserve and put him outside, it caused a little bit of chaos, honestly, with the way the scheme is ran, because now if you go back and look at earlier, a lot of the plays were run through Wilson or Coop where they were the first read. When you bring Gallup in, he's a talented guy, so the team naturally started adding more plays in the playbook where Gallup is the first read. And when you go 9 weeks of these other guys being the first read on all these different routes, sometimes you may have some muscle memory, or somebody just runs the wrong route. And you had a lot of situations where if you look at the play, it looks like Gallup may have been the first read. Gallup may have run the wrong route, because something Cowboy fans don't like talking about. Gallup's a talented receiver, but he's a raw receiver. I mean, he's a 50-50 guy. The only time you really see Dak just lock into him, we're inside the 5 and he's throwing a fade. That's Gallup's forte. And if it's a busted play and you just try to make something happen down the sideline, he's a 50-50 guy. So that's kind of what he is. And Coach Webb just kind of pointed out a couple of plays where you could kind of see where it looked like Gallup may have been the first read, and either he ran the wrong route or the guy who was supposed to clear it out for him ran the wrong route. So we had a little bit of that going on.
Yeah, when I was doing all this research, I thought about that. I thought about you telling me what he said, and it kind of lines up with what he said. It just, and like I said, with Matt Owens talking about how he thinks the combination of Cedric Wilson and Dak to said is better than Dak to Gallup, and I agree with that. But I think it also plays in. I think the combination of Lamb being on the outside, Dak to Lamb on the outside is a better combination than Dak to Gallup on the outside, because Lamb can run a lot more routes on the outside. Like Lamb is pretty much a non-route. He's pretty much a go route a lot of times, a slant here and there. But CeeDee Lamb can run anything you want on the outside. I mean, he can run the. Well, if fucking everybody can run a fucking curl. Being that he can run the curls, he can run the digs, he can run the out routes, he can run the 9, he can run the post, he can run the skinny post, he can run the ends, he can run the slants, And I just think the combination, and I don't say this often, but that's why I'm not glad Gallup got hurt. I'm not saying that, but I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to turn out with CeeDee Lamb going back on the outside and Cedric Wilson coming back in at the slot. It just seemed like that was working very, very well. And since then, since Gallup came back, and that does make sense. I can't think of one right off the top of my head. Basketball terms, it happens a lot more that a player leaves and the team gets better. Like a badass player leave and then the whole team gets better. Because sometimes it's just like in basketball, if you're ball heavy and you don't never pass the ball, when you leave, that stay short passing the ball and shit, your team gets a little bit better. And I think that might be what happened to Gallup. Maybe it was force feeding Gallup too much, or too many times he was a first read or second read when normally, that wouldn't happen when he's not in there. I don't know. And there's all kinds of things that we can go off of. I just don't see the crowd saying and yelling and screaming for Cooper to get more targets. I don't see that. I don't see where that's going to help a whole bunch. If you want to go off wins and losses, and I hate this stat, so I'm not saying this as back me up because I fucking can't stand it. When this person does this, we've been this many games, I fucking think it's stupid. But if you're that fucking person, we're 3-1 when fucking Lamb gets double-digit targets, and we're 2-1 when fucking Cooper gets double-digit targets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and again, I don't like that stat because when somebody fucking tells me that fucking when Zeke runs the ball 20 times, we win, fucking I hate it. So I'm not using it to back me up. I'm just putting it out there for y'all. If y'all want to know, that's what the stats are when they get double-digit targets.
Yeah. And let me throw these two things on there.
Go ahead.
What you said, Charlie.
Yeah.
First of all, and I know people listening are gonna get mad at me when I say these two things, because as Cowboy fans, we like to think that everybody on our team was a football god. First of all, if you look at Amari Cooper's career, how long has he been in the league? 6 years?
2015, 15, 16, 18, 7 years, something like that.
7 years, 2 teams. Over the course of his career, he's been a career 6 to 8 target guy. So it's not like he was a 10 target guy last year and all of a sudden he fell off. We're talking about a matter of one or two targets in a slump. So normally he's a 7 target guy. He dropped to 6, 5.6, what have you. So it's not like we're taking him from a high level and just completely the bottom falling out.
Yep. And that's even if you count his targets with the whatchamacallit. If you just count his targets through the win streak, he was only getting 6.1 a target. So he only dropped 0.5 targets. He dropped a half a target.
Right. He's not a 12 target guy.
Yeah.
People try to make it sound like he is.
Yeah. No, he's never been. And like I said, there's if you I'll pull it back up here a little bit. If you just go off the first 7 games and you include that fucking Bucks game when the whole goddamn team got fucking a shitload of targets because he threw it 60 times, it's going to raise your target level up. But if you take that game out, and I know people don't like doing that, I don't either, but to see it for a better what it is, from that game on, he's always been a 6 target person since that game on. That's what he's been all fucking year, around 6 all year.
Whole career.
You know, so and even this year, after that one game, he went back down to around 6 targets a game every fucking game. And I'm not being a dick about this either, but I told everybody before the season started, by the end of the season, Lamb's going to be our number 1 wide receiver. He's going to have the most targets, and he does. So, I mean, that, you know, whether you like it or not, and whether you like this or not, they did not restructure Amari Cooper's contract.
Go ahead, right before I make my second point.
I told the people before the season started, does not mean they're going to cut him. It just means they're going to look at it at the end of the year. When you can save $14 million off of one player to save cap space, to get cap space, and you choose to restructure an old left tackle that's broke down, that misses games, you choose to restructure a right tackle that fucking missed a whole 2020 season, and you choose to do a fucking right guard, which
and
is
a running back.
Great. When you choose to do them first, all 3 of them to get 17 million, when you could have just done one and got 14 million, it says something. Then when you fast forward and think, you know what, we need some more fucking money. Let's get some more money. And they do a fucking running back. And then on top of a running back, they do a quarterback who had not played one fucking down, not one play on his new contract. Just signed a contract 6 months before, and they're already restructuring his deal before they restructure Amari Cooper's deal. That says a lot. Again, doesn't say they're going to cut him. It just means that they're looking into it at the end of the year. They're going to leave all their options open. They did that in 2017. People fucking got pissed at me when I said Dez might be cut at the end of the year because they didn't restructure his deal. I was called a fucking idiot amongst some other things. And what happened in the 2017 season? Dez Bryant got fucking cut. Again, I'm not saying Cooper's going to fucking follow suit because Cooper's better than Dez was at that time. Cooper's younger than Dez was that time. So there's more upside of fucking keeping Coop than there was Dez. There was no upside of keeping Dez.
Yep. Go ahead, Rika.
Sorry. EG kind of read my mind. I wanted to talk about the double teams that Cooper kind of commands. And do you want to look at wide receivers maybe the way you look at corners, how some corners are going to be ones who get interceptions like Diggs. Some corners are going to be more that Byron Jones style where you're not going to get a whole lot of interceptions, but he's not giving up a whole lot either. So when you look at Cooper in terms of keeping him, in terms of paying him, the fact that he commands that is obviously going to lower his targets but he's providing something that's allowing you to get the ball elsewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, but at the same time, like Charlie said, for his career, he's always been a 6 to 8 target guy. So it's not like it just happened overnight. This has been what he's been since his Raiders days when it was him and Crabtree or him and whoever the other receiver was opposite him. The second point I want to make, which I know people probably hate to hear me say, I've seen a lot of talk on social media about, well, if you look at the success of the Packers, Devontae Adams gets 160 targets. Cooper Kupp's getting 160 targets. Tyreek Hill's getting 160 targets. Why can't we do that? As much as it pains me to say this, and as much as it's going to pain Cowboy fans to hear, Amari Cooper's not on their level. That's not saying he's a bad receiver. It's just some guys are elite, some guys are great, and some guys are very good. Coop falls in that very good range. So he may not get 12, 15 targets because he's not able to have the success on routes or what have you to get open or to warrant those targets. That's not saying he's a bad player. He is what he is.
I would say also, besides the Rams and the Cup, them guys don't have a CeeDee Lamb and they damn sure don't have a CeeDee Lamb and Gallup playing with them. And that I'm going to say this: Davante Adams. Do we honestly think if CeeDee Lamb was on the Green Bay Packers and Michael Gallup was also on the Green Bay Packers, that Davante Adams would get the amount of targets he gets?
Oh, definitely not.
That's what I'm saying. Is that you can't compare some of them guys. Some of them is not bad comparison, but some of them are bad comparisons because they are the only motherfucker on their team.
Yeah.
They are the guy.
Now, Kupp and Tyreek and Keenan Allen, we can have those discussions.
Yeah, that's why I said Kupp. You can have discussion because they got some more. They got some weapons there too.
But again, Coop's not on Kupp. Coop is not on Kupp's level in terms of talent. That's just my opinion. That's not saying Coop's a bad player. It's just the facts. I mean, you look at career for career, Coop is a 70 catch, hopefully 1,100 receiving yards guy. And that's on the high end. These other guys that I hear people talk about, this is their average every single year. And like Charlie just said, you look at a guy like Tyreek Hill, he's got a tight end who's getting as many or more targets than him. You look at Cooper Kupp, he has a receiver opposite him getting a lot of targets. You look at Keenan Allen, his running back and his receiver, and in some years the tight end was getting a lot of targets as well, and he was still getting a lot of targets on top of that. So it's just one of those things you just have to take in consideration. We can't make Amari Cooper a 12-target receiver if that's not what he is.
Yeah, but as far as him getting double teams, I can't tell you the double team fucking amount that he gets compared to Lamb or anything like that. But I'm going to go off on a limb and say that it's not an ever fucking play thing, and that everything Lamb does is not based off fucking Cooper getting double teams.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And if you go look at Professor O's fucking film that he fucking had on Twitter, you know, it doesn't do no good to double team him when he's playing half fucking ass anyways, when he's running fucking routes have half speed. So, you know, I know maybe his little vajayjay's hurt over not getting targeted.
Yeah.
But you got to fucking, you know, pet that little vajayjay a couple of times to get on the field and do your fucking job.
Yeah.
You know, if you want it petted, come to Crockett, Texas. I'll pet it for you, and then you maybe you'll play better. You know, because I can't stand that. And Lamb's guilty of that too the past couple of games of half-assing routes and half-assing run plays and shit like that when they're dependent upon fucking blocking somebody and they just go out there and just lollygag around.
And that's true. And to add on to that, people talk about targets. You have to look at reads. Now, Davante Adams, you got to put him in his own category because they live and breathe off of him at wide receiver. But some of these other guys, they're not always the first read. And I've heard a lot of people saying we need to have more plays. Like you need to have a third of your plays schemed for Coop to be the first target. You don't have to do that for a guy to get 12 targets. Sometimes you can be the second or the third read and you just make it happen.
Yeah, Cooper's targets throughout his career is 93, 128, 116, 120, 90, 137, and 123.
He hasn't hit 150 one time, and I guarantee you.
He's only got above 130 one time and above 120 one time. In 2018, he had 120 targets. That's when we got him. He had 120 between us and the Raiders. He had 120 targets. And right now, he's going to be probably right around 100. Mm-hmm. And he also didn't have CeeDee Lamb on the team that year, and he had Michael Gallup as a rookie that year.
Yeah.
So he came in as the guy.
Right.
You know,
and even as the guy, he got what, 130, you said?
120 that year.
120 in what, 14 games?
I think it was 14. I think he missed 2 that year.
Okay. So about 8 a game. Yeah. And that's ideal.
His high point. Yeah.
Right. That's his high point.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what he is. I see we got Eric joining in the comments. Thank you for tuning in.
Who?
Eric.
Oh, I wasn't on Eric. I wasn't on the screen. I was looking at PFF.
Oh, so I didn't see. Yeah, Eric's in the comments right now.
Oh, banging ball cap. Yeah. Yeah, everybody know DCU ball cap.
I just noticed the ball cap. That's nice. Thanks for pointing out. That's a nice cap. Are those
Yeah.
gonna be available for sale?
Yeah, some people will give them to, but that's very few. You're one of
Okay.
them, and Rock is one of them.
All
The rest
right.
of you will charge y'all.
Does it
Not
have
much
anything
though.
on the back like this one?
Nah, it's
Okay.
just straight DCU. And this
Is
is
it
like our first ones.
is it a fitted cap or is it like a trucker cap?
Dude, it's fucking weird. It's a snap hat,
Uh-huh.
but stretched, and
Okay.
I've never seen one. So it's snapped, but it stretches also.
Oh,
And
that's
I told
nice.
Eric I never seen a combination like that.
That's a nice hat thing.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
no, these are the first ones we got. So I know my dad said he wants one. So I want to give out a few. I'm gonna, and if we get enough people wanting one, then we'll put them on sale. Sell
Okay.
it to people.
All right, guys. We're at an hour 20. Let's hit on this Eagles game really quick before we get out of here. I see we've been holding pretty steady with our views for the past 30 minutes or so. So I assume that means the people that are listening like what we're talking about and haven't toned us out yet. So for the viewers we have watching, and as I say that, one person leaves, but for the viewers we have watching, thank you guys for sticking with us. Get back in the comments. Let us know what you think about this week's game. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to all our social medias, and also make sure you share this video because we talked about a lot of stuff that people will need to see, not just being live. Then we got Ed and Eddie in the
Oh,
building
the guys
also.
are here.
No, Steven, I don't. I just crease it real much. I think flat bill hats or for fucking kids or for fucking moron adults.
All right.
And then we lost 3 subscribers.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
I almost had to check my hat to see if
I had no. You don't wear it like that, Bluff. I
What's that?
have friends that are my age that wear the flat brim, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
fucking, like kids, I can see it, like young, not just like 10-year-olds, like 20, maybe even 30s, but
Yeah.
to a point, you get a certain age, man, it just looks weird on you.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like you're trying to get back to your youth, and your fucking youth is over with.
EG is like in my brain tonight. He is reading all of my thoughts.
Oh, what is it? You talking about this one?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Like Charlie talked about before, having Gallup out might be a blessing in disguise because it seems like Wilson in the lineup makes things look a little bit more fluid in terms of the route concepts with our receivers. Also with the tight end too. And I wish I had the time to go back and look because I'm pretty sure Gallup didn't run a lot of clear out routes for people. I would probably safely assume that most of his routes were outside release and go.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. There are fucking ways to beat the cover too. Does it limit your deep? Yes, but like I said earlier, these are the ways that you don't fucking beat it. Fucking wide receiver screens and fucking 5-yard curl routes.
Yeah,
that's not going to work. There are other routes that you can run, like we did against Washington, 4 fucking seamers, fucking 4 go routes. To force them to fucking cover 4 people. There's other ways you can do it. You got to test them. You can't just go into a game like, oh, it's cover 2 all game. Well, then fuck it. Then we're just going to run wide receiver screens and fucking curl routes all game. We won't never challenge the fucking goddamn defense. Yep. You got to challenge them. You can't. I understand. Take what's given to you, but every once in a while, you got to force them to fucking play off you. You don't play off them. Yes, play off them. Take what's given to you, but every once in a while, you got to tell them, hey, fuck you. We're going to go deep, and you got to challenge them, and we don't do it. And then, like I said, there's more route concepts than wide receiver screens and fucking curl routes to beat the fucking cover 2.
All right. Let's talk about this Cowboys Eagles game because I saw a couple of people make comments talking about third preseason game style. So the lunatic said, and then VA Dallas Cowboys fans say it's time for the backups to get to work, and that's definitely going to be the case this week. I was trying to find a website that listed all the outs. Give me a second. I had one a
There's
few minutes
fucking so
ago.
many of them.
Yeah,
I
they
just
are.
keep seeing Parsons out, Tyron Smith is out. Isn't Smith out? Yeah, Smith out.
Yes.
Brown's out.
Diggs.
Diggs is out. Curse is out. Geez, we can just keep going and on.
Yeah.
On and on and on.
So this is
And
the list as of now. So we look at the list. They've already said Diggs didn't travel with the team. Okay, they said Curse and Wilson. Curse and Pollard didn't travel with the team also. They also said Wilson didn't travel, but he's not officially out. But if he didn't travel to Philly, you can pretty much assume he's not playing.
He's out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's going to be a glorified preseason game. I'm not even so sure
Right.
Dak will play the whole game.
And then you look at the COVID list, and something I just noticed: all of our safeties are out.
Yeah.
All three of them.
Yep.
So that's going to be interesting with the secondary. Then you got Diggs and Lewis are both out. Deshaun Wright is listed on the COVID list, but it sounds like he may come off in time to play. Is that what you guys have heard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So and Neil, since the rules have changed, Neil should be able to come off even if he's unvaccinated. Because they changed it from 10 games to 5. 10 days to 5 days. So you assume if he tests negative that he will play. But we have to go with the assumption now that he's out. Parsons is out. Who does that leave at linebacker? LVE and
LVE
one of us?
and
Gifford. Yeah.
Gifford. And I think we got somebody else, or we brought somebody else. Dude, we're going to be
we
thin.
signed a guy last week.
Yeah, we're going to be thin everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be kind of. That's why I'm not. I hope we win, but I at this point with all them people out, it might just be fucking better to maybe let Dak have a fucking series or two, see if he can get in some kind of rhythm, whether he can or can't. Fucking get him the fuck out. Dude. You know what, man? Talking about all this. And this is going to make me sick at my stomach. Reminds me so much of the 07 season. The 07 season, dude, we kicked ass until December.
Mm-hmm.
December time came, we did not look good.
Thank you, Mendoza.
We did not look good at all. Actually, this season's been November and December, but we did not look very good in December. In the last game of the year, it was whether we had the bye week locked up, the 1 seed. It was whether we should start Romo and everybody or we should bench him. And I was like, I don't know if I want them to go out there, because if they go out there and they look like shit at the little time they're out there, that's going to be worse for us in the playoffs. And they decided to start them, and they went out there and they looked like pure shit. And then in the playoffs, they played like pure shit against the Giants.
Yeah.
And we lost that game. And this season is starting to remind me so much of that fucking year. Only difference is we have to play in the wild card round this year, so we might have a chance to win a game.
Let me ask you guys this question. Looking at this list and just seeing all the starters that are out, multiple D tackles, 2 of the 3 corners, all the safeties. Do you think the team may be playing around with the COVID rules to clear spaces instead of just having guys sit out so that they have space to call guys up and
I
play
don't
around
know how the rules are, but they can't fake a COVID test. That would be that would get them in all kind of trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's close contact rule. I think unvaccinated players have close contact rule, but I don't think vaccinated players, you can be in contact with anybody you want. And I don't think it's going to bother. But somebody brought that up the other day on 105.3. Do you think they'll try to use the COVID shit to fucking put some players out so they can start some other guys? That's a fine line you're playing with. So I would think they would.
I heard that too. And I tried to read the rules, and it's kind of murky to where they could mess around with it.
They changed them so many times, I can't keep up with them.
The thing is, technically, this is for sure. If someone fails a COVID test, you have to report it and put them on the list.
Yes.
The rules do not state if someone does not fail a COVID test. Can you make it up? Do you have to show someone they failed the test?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
You have to show someone that they didn't fail the test. I mean,
Yeah, unless it's an unvaccinated player that was in close contact, and then you can say, hey, look, I was in close contact, and they can put him on a COVID list. Now, maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're
I
telling
think
players,
that's what's going on.
hey, just tell somebody you've been in close contact, and I don't know.
Right.
I hate to think that they're doing that. I mean, I like to think they want to fucking win this game, but
the rules say if you put someone on the list, they have to test negative twice within 24 hours.
24 hours.
It doesn't say when you have to test them for that. So that's another thing that they can kind of play around with. So if they put, I don't know, Osa on the COVID list on Tuesday, they don't necessarily have to test him every day to get him off the list.
Yeah, I can't speak on it 100% because I don't know exactly, excuse me, how all that shit works. But
yeah,
I know we got a shitload on it, which brings me to my next point. About 3 weeks ago, I fucking said that I think for the playoffs, the NFL needs to change their protocols. And when the playoffs start, you don't test vaccinated players. Not at all. You don't even fucking give them a test.
Yep.
When a week later, they went towards that and they started spot testing vaccinated players. They didn't test them every day. It was just a spot test. Fucking so many a day and shit like that. I still say for the playoffs, I wish they would stop testing vaccinated players. I know people will be against that. I know COVID is serious. I know blah, blah, blah. I know all that. I take it seriously. I'm vaccinated. I'll get my booster next week. I'll take all my I'll do all things I should do. With that said, selfish or not, I don't want to see my playoffs get fucked up. It ain't good TV. I don't want to see fucking Kansas City Chiefs come in 2 days for the game and have 15 fucking players go on the COVID list, including fucking Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to see a Patrick Mahomes facing fucking another quarterback. I mean, a non-Patrick Mahomes team facing another quarterback, another good team. I don't want to see 15, 20 players out and they're rolling out fucking dudes they just signed 2 days ago to fucking play in a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's bad TV. I think it's bad everything. It's just bad business. And I wish they would just, when playoffs start, you got 4 weeks of just doing nothing but just playing football and just leave the vaccinated players alone. Just let them go. I mean, it's not like the vaccinated fucking players ain't fucking going out anyways to fucking basketball games without mask on and fucking like Cooper and fucking Lamb did last night, So yeah, I just wish they'd stop fucking vaccinating. Stop testing vaccinated players. I mean, you're in the fucking stadium with 60,000 fans, and half them fans ain't vaccinated probably anyways. So why don't we let's just play the game, and it's 4 weeks. And I also wish, at least my team, the leaders of I wish they would just say, hey, fucking starting the playoffs, let's all get the fucking hotel room in Jerry's fucking hotel in the Star, and let's just lock it up. Let's lock it up. We'll fucking order our food. They'll have our food brought to us. Let's stay in our rooms. Tell your family you love them. Yeah. But for the next 4 weeks or until we lose, we're fucking here and we're going to fucking make a run at these playoffs.
Right. It's January. It's cold. It's not a lot going on. Just sit in your room and play Fortnite and
or whatever. Yeah. And fuck, you know what? We're going to touch on this. I don't like talking about COVID, but all you motherfuckers out there that tell me fucking about fucking Lamb and fucking Cooper being in the game, and I'm fucking hard on them about being in a game without mask on or fucking mask. I don't give a shit they have a mask or not. I don't even want them at the fucking game. And y'all tell me, they need to live their lives. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck if they live their lives or not. All right, we're talking about 4 fucking weeks, assholes. 4 fucking weeks. 4 weeks that, like, you gonna live your fucking rest of your life in next 4 fucking weeks? No. Go the fuck home. Sit at home. Don't do shit. Bring your fucking vajayjay over to you. Pound that shit out. Whatever you want to fucking do. But stay the fuck home. There's no fucking reason for you to be fucking going out. If you're serious about winning a fucking playoff game, you're serious about running a fucking Super Bowl, then why the fuck you go into a fucking basketball game with 20,000 fans? Like y'all know Dirk? You motherfuckers wasn't here when y'all fucking when Dirk played. It wasn't like y'all had some kind of fucking close contact with them. Y'all was good fucking friends with them. Stay the fuck home. And fuck living your lives. I don't want to hear that shit. Oh, dude, they got to live their lives. Fuck them. No, they don't. It's 4 weeks. Don't live your life for 4 weeks. When the fucking playoffs end, and it might end next week. They may only have to do this for 1 week. When the playoffs win, fucking go to whatever you want to go to. Go fucking in a room with 40,000 people with COVID. I don't give a shit. But until then, stay the fucking home. If you're serious about your fucking team, you're seriously telling me you want to win a Super Bowl, then you're not fucking doing it if you're fucking at a fucking basketball game. And people tell me, well, they just got COVID, they're 90 days or what. I don't give a shit. In the history of COVID, like nobody's ever got fucking COVID twice back to back real quick. Yes, they have. You can get it. If they go in with the sniffles and people say, well, they don't get tested. If they fucking go in fucking sick, they get tested. They don't get tested on just being asymptomatic. They just walk in. No, nobody will know they have COVID. But that's my another fucking point. Say they do get it and they're asymptomatic, they don't know it. They take it back to the fucking locker room. Then you give it to fucking Dak Prescott. You get to fucking Tyron Smith. You get to fucking Zach Martin. Then you have a locker room outbreak. So it's not just fucking you. It's not just fucking you and you keeping you able to play for the playoffs. It's keeping the whole team. You bring that shit back to the fucking locker room, dude, and you fucking spread it around the locker room. We're going to the fucking playoffs with fucking 15 players on the fucking COVID list. And what the fuck are we going to do then? So again, fuck their lives. I don't give a shit about them living their lives for the next 4 fucking weeks. You know, fucking buckle down, fucking goddamn stay the fuck inside and fucking go win a goddamn Super Bowl or wait till you lose a playoff game and go fucking party. Do whatever you want. I don't give a shit. Go to fucking titty bar, fucking bend a stripper over and do a line of cocaine off her ass. I don't give a fuck. But until then, stay the fuck home.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Charlie. I 100% agree with everything you said.
It just makes no sense. I hate to hear that. Oh, what do y'all want to do? You want them not to have lives? Dude, they're fucking multi-fucking millionaires. And we're asking them to use some common sense and stay home for 4 weeks. Yes, their life will be fucked up because they can't go nowhere for 4 weeks. Oh, so bad. I feel so fucking sorry for them. Fucking have my life, work 2 fucking jobs and struggle financially, and then tell me that you're fucking worried about 4 weeks of your fucking life. I don't give a shit about that.
All right,
and now why I'm on it, all you other fucking dipshit fucking fans that fucking goddamn cry about the refs, fuck y'all too. Stop crying about the goddamn refs. The fucking goddamn refs are fuck. Do you realize every fucking 31 other teams in NFL, their fans bitch at the fucking refs just like y'all do. They cry and bring up fucking dipshit conspiracy theories. Oh, fucking, they hate us. All fucking fans think the goddamn team fucking refs hate them. It ain't just the Cowboys. Bad calls on both sides of the ball. So shut the fuck up with that shit. Y'all look ignorant. Every fucking time somebody says, oh, fucking refs hate us. Well, we got to play against the refs. Now we got our fucking players buying into it. DeMarcus Lawrence. Y'all shut the fuck up. Y'all really think complaining to the media is going to fucking help the refs fucking be on your side? Fuck no. Y'all fucking yourselves by fucking complaining about it. The bad calls are on both sides of the ball. I get every fucking, and I'm going to be a dick, but 1 week I'm going to do this. I'm going to watch the fucking game and I'm going to fucking screenshot every fucking penalty that the Cowboys have that wasn't called. If Tyron Smith holds and wasn't called, I'm going to screenshot that shit. If Zach Martin holds and it wasn't fucked, I'm going to screenshot that shit. Just so when y'all fucking screenshotting all the goddamn holds and shit on against our team that wasn't called, I'm going to match y'all motherfuckers with every fucking screenshot. Y'all don't watch both sides of the ball. Y'all watch y'all shit. Mm-hmm. That's what the fuck y'all watch. Y'all watch y'all's players. And then when you see a bad call on the other team, you're like, oh, well, it happens to us all the time. But you don't engrave that shit in your fucking brain like you do our bad calls. Fucking y'all can think back 20 years. Fucking, I remember 1999. Fucking goddamn on 3rd and fucking 4. Fucking 2 minutes left in the game. Fucking blah, blah. Y'all can't remember that shit with the other teams. But I promise you, other 31 fan bases, they remember that shit just like you do. And I promise you, fucking ask Philly Notion. Fucking he'll tell you, fucking their fan base thinks that we get the calls.
Yep.
All right. Y'all think we fucking the refs out to get us. Their fan base tells you bullshit. Y'all get the calls. We get fucked over. And then Washington fans are going to tell fucking Philly Notion, fuck off. Y'all get the calls. We get fucked over. And then the Giants fan and then the fucking Niners fan is going to go on and on and on. And you're going to realize one fucking day, all 32 fucking teams think they're getting fucked by the refs. It's not just us. So calm the fuck down. Don't blame the fucking refs. I can name you fucking multiple things why we lose games before I even get to a fucking bad call. Fucking
Look, people,
crybabies. Y'all, I
I
swear,
tr-
and fucking Cowboy fans are fucking pathetic. Y'all make fun of Philly fans and talk shit to Philly fans about how they're fucking crybabies and all the stupid shit they say. Fucking trust me. Go look in the fucking mirror because y'all fucking say it's just as stupid shit as they do, and y'all fucking cry just as much as they do.
Eric.
That's Charlie Flabmouth Moffat earning a nickname.
Yeah, look, everyone. I tried to medicate him. He wouldn't hold still. I put it in his food. He spit it out. I don't know what to do.
You see Eric trying to bait you, Charlie.
Me and Eric argued about that many a times.
I-
Many times. It was not a
All right,
catch.
let me put this out there real quick for the people in the comments. We got a lot of people out this week. Who are you guys most looking forward to seeing that you haven't seen so far this year? Because I feel like if you had a pet cat in the off season, or you've had a guy on the bench that you've been kind of having a crush on, man crush, woman crush, I think you're going to see him this week. So in the comments, guys, let us know who you're looking at. I think, has it been Stephen White that's been posting?
Boss man fat.
No, Cooper Rush. Somebody's been
Oh,
posting Cooper Rush, Stephen White.
Stephen White loves Cooper Rush. He bought a damn Cooper Rush jersey. Stephen White
Yeah.
is crazy.
I would have got one too, but I got enough toilet paper. Eric,
It's
that's a good idea. We got to put that in the corner one day.
Yeah, we do. Maurice Canaday. Are we going to see him this week?
Fuck, I don't even know, man.
Who are our corners left?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. There's so much COVID going on, injuries. I'm like, I don't even pay attention to anymore, especially for this game because I think it's a throwaway game anyways for us. But in Boss Man, I like to see Boss Man, but I mean, I've seen a lot of him past couple games.
Yeah.
I
Nashawn
don't
Wright
know.
will probably be outside.
Yeah, I know they benched Lewis last week and put Brown in the slot and moved Boss Man in the outside. Which is what I fucking said before the season started. Let me get on my Brown rant. Fucking when
Yes.
people was trying to
Canaday
get him off the
and
fucking. Yeah, go ahead. Right,
Canaday is off of IR and he's in.
all right, cool.
Okay.
So I'm excited
Yeah, I
to
like to
see
see him, yeah.
Maurice Kennedy.
Yeah, because I mean, I would say he hasn't been fairly played, but he also had some injuries and he's been out and shit like that. But
And also, Dallas has historically not gone past their three corners in a game.
no, it's pretty. Yeah, no, it's pretty much whoever the top three is. That's who it is.
Yeah. Somebody put Semi Fajoko Mendoza said Boss Man fat. He said he kind of hopes to see Ball. I think Ball just got off the injury list, but I don't know if he's been activated yet. So we'll.
Didn't he get fucking put on COVID list too or some bullshit?
I got the list pulled up right here. I think you're right. I think he got pulled off the active reserve. He got pulled off the reserve list, and then went on the COVID list.
I think I remember saying that because I think I remember thinking, "Fuck, that dude don't fucking get no luck at all."
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the fucker, but still, I don't wish COVID on him either.
EG says Blake Jarvin. I don't think we're going to see him. I think he was activated off the injured list, but the 21-day window is still open.
So did Charlie, Steven. So did Charlie.
Oh, my cock's is so large. I've been wishing that since I was a teenager. Never came through for me.
I'm looking forward to Mukwamu.
I didn't think about that, but you tell me
Yeah.
all the safeties are out. Yeah.
Just to see if he can possibly fill in that that curse role, because they're similar height, weight, and speed, and he has some corner ability as well, so you can kind of play him as kind of an inside cover guy with his range. See anybody stands out. Somebody put Jaquan Hardy, which we should see a lot of him, hopefully. Corey Clement also.
I don't know about Jaquan Hardy as a running back, but I'm telling you, that kid is funny as hell, though. he just slays me. That is a funny kid. Ed Nettie said, is Malik Hooker out too? Oh, I don't know.
according to this list, Malik Hooker is on the COVID list, but that's not to say he won't be active by tomorrow. As of right now, you probably have to assume no. But I believe KZ may be back this week. So Hooker may be out, but KZ may be active. So that's something to consider. I know we're talking about a lot of defensive guys who are either on the COVID list or just inactive. But on the offensive side of the ball, Noah Brown and Semi Fihoko are both active now. Do you think we finally get to see some Semi?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Eric might get a little wood if he plays a lot. Him and Lambo. They'll probably one of them fly to Texas, fly to Tennessee, and watch that together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we will. Dude, I think we're going to see a lot of players that we haven't seen all year give it a shot. And like I said, I don't. With all the people that's already out, I wanted to win this game. I want to go full out. But with all the people that's going to not play already, I'm almost to the point now. I don't really give a shit if they don't even start Dak, or just let them play a series or two and pull them. I mean, and just see what happens. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. And get ready for the fucking playoffs. Get everybody healthy and get everybody off the COVID list. And
yeah, because we've seen. We talked about this a little bit off air. We've seen the Cardinals just give up on a game that was fairly meaningless to them. So we don't know if they start to pull guys early also, because they may just feel like we're where we are.
Well, in 2018, they went full out against the Giants last game of the year. The Cowboys did. They pulled Zeke didn't play, and I don't think Cooper played. But everybody else,
Cole Beasley catch, right?
Yeah, that's one of the badass catch. I didn't even get to watch that game. I had to listen to it on the radio in Colorado. I was on vacation. And they was talking about he caught it. He didn't catch it. Oh, I think he caught it. And I'm like, fuck, man, I wish I could see it. And then they said it was a catch. But yeah, I didn't even get to watch that game live. I was in Colorado, and it wasn't on TV there.
I see Mendoza trying to bait me into one of my pet cats in the offseason. Brandon Smith, wide receiver out of Iowa. Oh, yeah. I don't think we'll go that far down the rabbit hole to see Brandon Smith this week, Mendoza. Would be good to see it, but I would doubt that one. EG saying boss man. Eric saying they're playing for a playoff berth. Cowboys playing for seeding. Well, the Eagles are already.
Yeah, Eagles are in no matter what.
Yeah, they're in.
I think how I'm running it right now. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They have the tiebreakers.
Yeah, because they can lose. Well, hold on now. Maybe I'm wrong here. No, yeah. They can lose, and Saints and the San Francisco 49ers come in. Eagles still in.
Yeah.
Only thing they can do is move up to the 6 or stay at the 7. That's their only thing they can do. So I think that's why they're putting a lot of their players out too. Because they got a lot of players that's not going to play either. I mean, hell, they got what did you say earlier? Cox and look, there we go again with Cox and no running backs to speak of. All their fucking running backs are out.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, looking at this list.
Yeah, we were talking about that. All their running backs are gone, but I don't know the recent stats, but for about the first 4 weeks, Hurts was their leading rusher.
Yeah,
but the last half of the season, their run games came on. Oh yeah, they've averaged. I think they're like number 1, number 2 in the NFL in the second half of the season in rushing. So
yeah.
Well, there's Philly No should ask him.
Yeah, I'm glad we got him here. I'm looking at this list. I believe is Rodney McLeod the starting safety. I have no clue. I'm almost certain he is. But I mean, looking at starting tight end gone. I know Avery's a starting linebacker. Defensive
Philly No shit. He said just walk on the field and take a knee. Yeah. That's what I said. I think I mean to them this game means nothing.
Yeah.
there's no reason for them to win the game. That's why I guess there's an outside chance we could win it just because. But hell, it fucking obviously doesn't mean much to us either because we got half our fucking roster on the COVID list or fucking injury list.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at this list. That's
It's
quite
just
a
a
few.
week 18 preseason game.
That's he said McLeod started.
I thought he was a starter.
All right. Do you
They
guys
do.
want to do predictions?
They do have their quarterback and all their receivers against all our backups, though. So
Yeah.
there's a chance they can put some stats up.
Yeah.
That Devontae Smith versus Boss Man Fat matchup is gonna be nice. I think that's something I'd be looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, I didn't see that, Eric, but yeah, I heard about it. I
Yeah,
don't know. I need to go watch it. I'm sure it's on YouTube. So I
it was a
forgot all
near
about
death.
that.
It was bad. It was
Yeah.
bad.
I seen somebody posted the other day. They fixed it by zip ties. They put some zip ties around that shit. But that franchise is just pure shit, dude. Everything about that franchise is pure shit. Fucking, I'd hate to be a fucking Washington fan. I feel sorry for Cooley.
Oh yeah. And what's the rumors? The team's gonna be called the Admirals.
The Admirals.
Yeah.
I sound like that name because I ain't good at English, and that's hard for me to say. Admirals.
Admirals.
Admirals. See, that's a tongue twister for me. I like what the fucks. That comes off my tongue so easy.
You can still call them that.
Yeah. But
You want to do game predictions before we got here, Rika? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I gotta get up and work tomorrow.
Okay,
so.
yeah. Let's get out of here.
yeah, well, we'll get on. Yeah, let's do game predictions and then you can leave, and if there's still a good view, we'll stay for a little longer.
All right.
Okay.
Another 10 minutes. So
I don't even really have a prediction. I was just gonna go with whatever you guys said.
I don't
When we started this show, our first episode, and we had done our season predictions, and I had us losing this game because we
I
would
did
be
too.
resting starters.
Yep. I did too.
So that's definitely not the situation now. I mean, we could but they're all on COVID. So, I don't really know. You know what? I'm gonna make like Eric Berger and call it a
call it a
tie.
draw.
Yeah, 17-17. Call it a draw.
I call it 24-20 Eagles.
You know, I'm trying my hardest to pick the Cowboys, but going to Philly, the whole secondary's out. They got all the receivers.
25 degrees.
25 degrees. I don't know what we're gonna see offensively in terms of how long they play. I mean, this could be a double-digit loss. This could be 30-20. I'm kind of feeling 30-20-ish. I could see Devontae Adams having a big game. Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's going to play the whole game, but I think he's going to make an impact. So it's going to be interesting. And I think we have a lot of moving parts offensively to stop us from hitting the rhythm in a cold game. So, yeah. I see we got EG saying 31-17 the boys. I could actually see that being flipped.
I know a prediction that would be 100% true.
Okay.
Starting Saturday night after the game, go to Twitter, and I promise you, Cowboy fans will be crying about the fucking refs.
All right.
And they'll be talking about the refs in the playoffs. So they're already talking about it. Depends who we get as a ref.
Eric, blowout. I see you saying blowout. In which direction?
He doesn't mention it just so he can say he's fucking right either way it happens.
Oh, Eric's one of those types. Huh?
He's one that he just says blowout. He's like, I told you I was going to be a blowout.
All right.
Mendoza got 27-16.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, guys. Have a good night.
All right.
You guys finish out the show.
Are you going to sleep right now?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll call you when I go.
Okay. I'm going to eat something and then.
Okay.
All right. So.
Yeah, I see the views are starting to drop pretty quick. It went from 13 to 9.
Yeah. My niece brought me some chicken and mashed potatoes, so I'm going to grab a bite to eat.
All right.
There you go.
Enjoy, Rika.
All right, and
All
I
right.
will talk to you guys later.
Okay.
So have a good night.
All
All
right.
right. Uh,
3-0. Doubt that one.
oh, good night. Take it easy, Eddie. Ed and Eddie. Big Ed, little Ed, whichever one it was.
All right, guys. Let us know what you think. Philly Notion, I'm interested what you think game prediction. I mean, you can take the bragging rights if you want to on this one, but I'm interested to see what you think about this game in terms of the score and kind of why. So if you're still with us, let us know.
You think we're going to win the wild card round? I mean, regardless of the matchup. I mean, we know it was going to be. I mean, it's going to be the Saints, the Eagles, or the Niners. I mean, that's pretty much our three choices.
The Saints for us?
For well, it depends if we lose, win, Rams lose. I mean, because it could be. I mean, right now we're at 4, but we can move up to the 3 possibly. I mean, I'm not predicting that, but we can move up to the 3. 21-17. He's got it.
If we
he's close to what I had, 24-20.
Like I'm really finding it difficult to seeing how we win this game.
But see, that's the problem, is that I can't go off anything we do this game. I can't go off of. If we go out there and smoke them.
No, I just mean just getting off the 4 seed. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because right now the 4 seed, it's probably going to be, it's going to be the Cards. And then, but if we have to move up, I mean, I guess the more likely it's going to be the Cards. I don't think anybody else really.
I'm honestly assuming the Niners are going to beat the Rams, and it's going to be the Rams. I just really think the Niners have the Rams number. But
and if it is, that's who we'll get. We'll get the Niners.
Assuming if it's the Cardinals, I think we can get them. I think we'll get them in a rematch.
I think we will too. I think I hope our players would be pissed and fucking back up what they said after the game, that we're probably going to see them again. And fucking D-Law is like, they're going to get all of us this time. And I'm like, what, compared to fucking not getting all of y'all this time? What the fuck is that? Like, you know, why are you saying they're going to get you all next time? Why don't you give them all this time? But yeah, I do think they'll be pissed. And I do think, I honestly think we'll win the wild card round regardless who we play.
Yeah.
Cardinals or Niners or Eagles. I think we got it. But I think in all likelihood it's going to be the Cards.
But what if it's the Rams? What if the Cardinals win, the Rams lose, then it's the Rams, the 5 seed?
That would be fucking interesting. That would be fucking very interesting.
That's kind of what I'm leaning towards is going to happen.
Yeah. That could possibly happen. If it's the Rams, dude, Rams are like us to the extent that I don't know what offense we're going to get from them. If we get their fucking top of the line offense and we give them our top of the line offense, it's going to be a fucking shootout.
Yeah.
You know, but if one of the offenses, to me, just like I said, this team will go as far as this offense carries them. If our offense shows up, their offense shows up, I'll give us an edge, a slight edge. But if our offense doesn't show up, they'll win.
Yeah.
You know, or unless their offense doesn't show up, then I might still get a slight edge. It just depends what offense shows up, dude.
Because watching the Rams play, their quarterback has a tendency to throw a lot of turnovers. And
yeah, no, he'll throw some fucking picks.
We're feast or famine on turnover, so that one works heavily in our favor. I don't know who their number 2 corner is, but he's been getting picked on all year. I mean, it's been embarrassing how bad their number 2 corner's been getting picked on this year.
Yeah.
So you have to look at whoever Ramsey follows, the other guy's probably going to go off offensively. Their defense has really just been names this year. They played well, but it hasn't been as dominant as you would expect with Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey and who's the other defensive end they added? I can't even think of his name now, but they have a bunch of names in their front seven in that corner, but their defense hasn't been all that. I think we can get them, but if they're clicking, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it like I said, it's not that they scare me. It's that their offense does if they're clicking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they're like us. It's just like there'll be games they come out and you're like, Jesus Christ, man, how do you stop that team? And then the next game you're like, man, that's how you stop them.
Yeah,
You know, it's just like they're so up and down. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, we ain't gonna have an easy wild card round.
Yeah,
just because of where we're set at right now. Because, like you said, I'm pretty confident it's going to be the Rams or the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can always get lucky and maybe get up there with San Francisco. But fuck, San Francisco is one of them weird teams too.
Yeah.
San
Francisco actually scares me more than the Cardinals.
Yeah, kind of. They do me too. It's just their offense. Kyle Murray can take over a game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he can do shit that was just, like I don't worry about Jimmy G. I worry about San Francisco's defense. That's what scares me. But I don't worry about their quarterback. Don't get me wrong. They got good offense players. They got the tight end. They got the fucking whatchamacallit running back and wide receiver, Debo.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, yeah, that scares me. But I think we can handle that. I like I said, Jimmy G's does. Most time I always look at the quarterback when I look at the offense.
Yeah.
And that dude just does not scare me. And Murray can take over with his feet. I mean, fucking Murray killed the clock on us with the goddamn 1980 fucking option play.
Yep.
I mean, they ran that the fucking last 3 or 4. That's all they was doing, just option play.
That's the only runs he had, though. Like the whole game. That was it.
It's just like, Jesus, man. We can't stop a fucking goddamn option play that I fucking ran when I was in PB football in 1982. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And going back looking at that game, I know we're going back to the Cardinals game, but hopefully they open up the rush a little bit more because they did a great job of containing him against the run. But you can clearly see, even though this is what you're taught, you don't go behind the quarterback. They would get parallel and then backtrack. And that was giving the quarterback a little bit more time to throw it. But
that's what I mentioned in our chat. It was like we just didn't get a lot of pressure on him, but it just looked like we was just making sure he wasn't going to get out of the pocket.
Exactly.
Like we was rushing wide, and just like, hey, stay right there, which is good. I get that, but it also just puts no pressure on a quarterback. And no matter how good or bad the quarterback is, if you're just going to let him stand back there flat-footed and wait till a wide receiver comes open, usually one's going to come open.
Right.
So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You keep him in the pocket, that's great, but he also gives him time. I don't know. Good eye in defense coordinator.
Yep. So I still like our chances to go to the championship game. We have a chance. Even if we're playing what people consider bad football. The Packers have been hitting 30 points every week. Outside of that, Tampa's been up and down. The Rams have been up and down. The Cardinals have been up and down. Nobody's just really been consistently good to say if we get past the first round, we could lose in the second round. We don't have a shot. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I mean, this game tomorrow is gonna be pretty meaningless. Just hoping we get out of there without any injuries and see where the chips land for the first round.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, like I said earlier, if our offense plays like it did the first 7 games, I don't think nobody can beat us. And I would not worry at all. If you can somehow get in your little time machine and say, hey, look, your offense is going to play exactly like it did the first 7 games, I would predict we're going to win the Super Bowl. That's how confident I am in this team. If our offense plays like it has been the past 7 out of 9 weeks, I think we'll win the first round. And I just don't think the wild card round, I don't think we have any chance in the second round. I just don't. I don't see us. I just don't. It's going to be like the Cardinals game.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing a good quarterback that's not going to turn. Murray turns the ball over at times, but they're going to be playing quarterbacks who aren't going to give you 4 turnovers like fucking Taysom Hill and fucking Heineke and fucking Glennon. They're going to take care of the ball. And if you're this defense, again, like I said at the front of the show, they're good, but they're not great and they're not dominant. They're dependent on turnovers and dependent on playing with the lead. And there's nothing wrong with that. This defense is good enough to win. But if your offense ain't performing and your defense and you're playing a team that's not going to give you turnovers, it's going to look a lot like it did against the Cardinals. Cardinals scored 25 points, 400 yards of offense, completed 43% of their third down conversions and 100% of the fourth down conversions. That's what it's going to kind of look like against Brady and Rodgers. They might not just go out there and score 30 or 40 points, but they're going to score enough to win when our offense ain't doing shit. But yeah, Green Bay's been scoring pretty hefty here lately. The month of December, they've scored 45, 31, 24, and 37.
Yeah.
Against Chicago, Baltimore, Cleveland, and Minnesota.
And then they've added another element to their game with A.J. Dillon that they didn't have before. A true pounded out athletic running back and not some fat washed up guy like Eddie Lacy that they used in years past.
Right.
Now, and before we go, I got to speak this into existence because this is how I feel about the playoffs. I just feel like the Niners are going to do work. We're going to get the Rams first round. We're gonna get bad Stafford because he's been imploding in big games all year. Every big game they had, they pretty much lost it. So I think we're gonna get bad Stafford. I'm looking at that 3-6 game. If it's the Niners or if it's the Saints, I think either one of those can take care of Tampa for us. I just have a feeling. The Saints have had their number pretty good this year, and that Niner matchup for them, I think, would be bad. So
that would send them to the Green
Bay, and that would give us the Cardinals again in a rematch.
Right.
And I think in a rematch, whether home or away, I think we can get them. That's kind of what I'm hanging my hat on. Or other scenario, if the Niners lose, then you get the Cardinals first round at home. I think we can get them again. Then you got the Saints playing the Bucks, and once again, the Saints have had the Bucks number. So now that sends us round 2.
If we had to go to the Cardinals, we'd be okay. We have a big, huge fan base there.
Right.
Every time we play them, that motherfucker is loaded with about 30%, 40% Cowboy fans.
I think it would be the same thing if it was the Rams.
Oh yeah, the Rams. Yeah, Rams is like no. Yeah, that definitely be that.
Right. So there's no real home field advantage for the second round.
Right.
It's kind of what I'm leading towards.
Yeah.
And I hate to go super glass half full, but Rodgers is rattled by great pass rushes in the front 4. And there are very few teams in the league that have a better one than we have right now. So that gives us a puncher's chance if we had to see them in the championship round.
Oh no, you ain't going off like out on a limb on this stuff. I mean, this is all possible.
Yeah.
I've said it for 2 months now. There's not a team in the NFL that scares me. On the opposite side of that, no team should be scared of us either. Mm-hmm. There's just everything is so evenly matched this year, and that's why I'm so excited for the playoffs. Because I think, especially on the AFC side, even NFC side too, I'm not taking anything away from our side, but the AFC side, I mentioned it earlier, the matchups, that's just going to be some fucking good matchups, dude. Mm-hmm. And again, even on the NFC side, I'm not as good as the AFC side, I think, but still, it's just there is no fucking clear-cut favorite. I mean, there's nobody I look at and like, everybody was trying to give it to Kansas City and then fucking they got beat by the Bengals. And guess what, Cowboy fans? You know who the fucking Kansas City Chiefs blamed? The fucking refs. Imagine that. So you have that, and then and I guess Green Bay would be the one team. I guess they would have an argument that, hey, look, we're the clear-cut favorite over here, but it's just not like in past years to where, like, I'm just like, fuck, man, how are we going to beat this team, or how is this team going to beat Green Bay Packers or whoever the 1 seed was? It's not that clear-cut to me this year. You know, I can honestly see any team in the NFC side going to Green Bay and beating Green Bay. I can see the Bucks doing it. I can see us doing it. I can see Rams doing it. I can see the Cardinals doing it. I can see any of them teams going up there and fucking beating them. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And like I said, I'm fucking. I guess that's why I'm not too excited about tomorrow's night's game, because my mindset, I'm already fucking ready for the playoffs, dude. It's like I'm ready to get this motherfucker going. You know, but yeah, you know, because I mean, you got Green Bay again. They've only lost 3 fucking games, but they did lose to Minnesota, so you can lose. They can lose. They did fucking. I don't know if I want to count New Orleans because that was the first game of the year, but they did lose that game. You know, and then they lost to Kansas City, which they had Love playing, so that wasn't you know anything to brag about. But yeah, I mean, hell, they lost to Minnesota. And Rodgers threw for 385 yards, and they still lost.
Yeah,
you know, so it can be done. But if I had to pick a team, I guess you know they're number 1 seed. So and they've played like it. But I just when I watch them play, I just you know because some of them points are coming off their defense, some turnovers and shit like that. So their offense hasn't really just dominated like you know like they have in the past. I don't think they have, but they're an efficient team. They're very efficient. So they got a good running game, like you said. They got a big fucking 290-pound fucking running back,
right? An athletic one.
Yeah,
finally.
I'm exaggerating his weight, but you know what I mean. He's a big fucking dude. But yeah, no, but you're not going off the limb out on the limb on any of that. I mean that's why I'm so excited for the playoffs because I think anybody has a chance this year. You know, I mean, I guess Notion probably get pissed off, but I guess like fucking Niners and maybe Philly, you know, or the Saints sneak in there or something. I'm not so sure they have a chance to run that table and go all the way, but they have a chance to make an upset. And they even have a chance to make 2 upsets. You know, I just don't see them being able to make 3 upsets and fucking get to the Super Bowl. But, you know, hey, I didn't think fucking they could do it in 2017. They did, and I didn't think the Giants could do it in 2011, and they fucking did it. So there's always that team, or the 2006 Pittsburgh Steelers. That was another team that kind of came out of nowhere that fucking made a run and got them a chip.
Yeah, I think based on the matchups, if the Cardinals aren't healthy and they're the 2 seed, I could see the Eagles going down there and making them sweat.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, anything's possible this year, man. So I've been saying for a month now, man, I fucking can't wait till the goddamn playoffs get here. You know, because it's just going to be real good. It's going to be a good run. And hell, we ain't got much longer to wait, dude. What, tonight's Friday? Hell, 8 days from now, we'll be fucking watching playoff games. Hey, that's another thing. Prediction. What game are we going to get?
What game are we going to what?
What game are we going to get? Playoff game. Like time, day, and shit like that. Monday night football, Sunday night football, Saturday, Sunday day, because it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday this year.
Yeah. Which game is going to be the Monday night game?
What time? No, that's why I'm asking. No, we don't know yet. No, they haven't announced it yet.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they had it set. Like
no, nobody said. Not till they know exactly who's going to be in, who's going to be out.
Okay.
Jerry Jones hinted the other day on 105.3 that it would be the Monday night game. I don't think it was really a hint. Some people took it as a hint.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a feeling that we'll end up getting a Sunday night or a Monday night game.
Is it based on the team or based on the matchup?
It's going to be based on fucking how the NFL does it. They just, I don't think there's no basis in it. I think they like who's going to make us the most money.
Okay. Well, if it's Cowboys Rams, there's no way that's not the Monday night game.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. They have to go off a little bit of match. I think even the Cowboys Cardinals would fucking bring another big rating. I think, you know. Yeah. We're playing Saturday. We're playing Saturday, so either way, even if we get another Saturday game, we'll still get 7-day rest.
Yep. I'm trying to look at that. Find the AFC matchup, so it'll be week 1 possibly. Who's the 1 seed? It's who? It would be Chargers and who?
I got right now. The Tennessee Titans are the 1 seed right now.
Okay. Chargers Chiefs might be a Monday night game.
Yeah, you got the Charger Chiefs. You got New England and fucking Buffalo.
Yeah,
that's another one. Hell, fucking Indianapolis and fucking Cincy. You know, but now, like I said, some of that shit can change because of depending on what, you know, who wins and who loses this weekend. I mean, if I go with my gut who I think is going to win, I would say I'll run it real quick through this shit. I don't know who win that game. We'll go with them. Damn, I don't know who to pick between the Chargers and the Raiders.
That's a lot tougher game than people want to give it credit for.
Yeah, I got the I'll pick the Chargers to win. If I pick the Chargers to win, it's going to come out Tennessee with the 1 seed, Chargers and Kansas City still. New England would be playing Cincy, and Colts would be playing Buffalo. If the Chargers lose and Raiders win, then it would be New England at fucking Kansas City, Colts at Cincy, and the Raiders at Buffalo. That New England KC game would be fucking. That might get a Monday Night Football game or Sunday night.
I think Chargers Chiefs or Patriots Chiefs. That's the Monday night game. I just that's two big quarterbacks, two big franchises.
Yeah, because if you look over on our side of it through how I have it playing out, you'd have the Saints at the Rams, Philly at Tampa, and Cardinals at the Cowboys. None of that's really screams, hey, we got to put them on primetime. I mean, Cowboys just because, fuck, we always pull ratings.
But we just saw that 2 weeks ago, though.
And we just saw that 2 weeks ago. You're exactly right. You know, but that other side, we might not get a primetime game. We might be playing fucking 3 o'clock.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to compete with Chargers Chiefs.
I don't know what the time slots are. NFL playoffs.
It's usually 3:30, 6:30 Saturday, Sunday. So what would Monday be then?
Here it is, right here.
3 games on Sunday.
Yeah, this how they have it. They have it. Oh shit! What are we talking about here?
My guess would be 2 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday, 1 game Monday.
Yeah, they don't even have the fucking time slot. Oh, here it is. On Saturday, you're going to have you'll have an AFC, NFC wild card round on and then you'll actually have AFC and what the fuck? How are they going to do this? Oh yeah, 2 games on Saturday.
Yeah.
One of the wild card rounds will be on at 4:25. One's going to be a prime time.
Okay.
At 8:15. Well, this is Eastern time.
So yeah.
And then Sunday, excuse me, you have 3 games on.
Right.
You have a 1:05 game, a 4:40 game, an 8:15 game, and then 1 game on Monday night.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. I would venture to guess that we'll probably get one of the 4 o'clock starts or 3 o'clock starts for us. You know, 3:35 or 3:40.
Yeah.
I doubt we would get the noon game start, but hell, you never know. I love noon games, so it won't bother me any.
Right.
But yeah, so there's 2 possible primetime games and 2 possible 3 o'clock starts.
You can almost guess the 2-7 games outside of Chargers Chiefs. Well, the NFC 2-7 game will probably be a 12 o'clock game.
Right. Yeah, I would guess that too. Yeah. According to my thing, that would be the Rams and the Saints.
Yeah.
You know what? It could be the Bucks and the fucking Eagles too.
Yeah. That's a noon game from field to me.
Yeah. Now Cowboys, I just don't see them putting the Cowboys in that time slot because of the ratings. No matter if even if it is a rematch of the Cardinals, I still bring. But yeah, your 2 prime time games is going to come from the AFC. Well, that's another thing. Will they put 2 prime time games at AFC teams? Will they feel like they have to put at least 1 for NFC?
And I guess you can play conspiracy theorist and say they moved us to Saturday this week so that they could play us Saturday next week. And that could be the Saturday primetime game.
That wouldn't be conspiracy. That would make sense. That would make sense. Yeah, you never know. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Like I said, I don't know if they'll put two primetime games off the AFC side. Although I would not care. I think they deserve it. I think the Cincy and Indianapolis game deserves it more than anybody on our side. And the Kansas City New England game, goddamn sure deserves it more. You know, or even if the Chargers win, it would be KC and Chargers, and that would be fucking great too.
Yeah, but for a football fan, would you say Indy, Cincy? Those are still two small market.
They're real small market. Yeah, for a football fan like me, yes, I love that game. But for a casual fan, and I tell people this all the time, NFL markets casual fans. They don't market us.
Yep.
They don't market YouTubers that fucking love talking about this shit. They don't get two shits about us because they know no matter what happens, we're going to watch.
Right.
You know, so they try to market the casual fan, and the casual fan probably wouldn't want to see a fucking Cincinnati Colt game.
Right.
That's why I always tell people, like, the rules that they change and shit like that, all the roughing the passer, roughing the receiver, that's all for casual fans. I mean, you know, that's just, it's for safety, but it's also they want little Johnnies to play football. And if Mama Johnny fucking sees this shit going on, it's like, I ain't let my son play this, you know. So everything they do is for the fucking casual fan.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Fuck it. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. 2 hours and 20 minutes in. Still had a few viewers watching, so thank you guys who are still with us. I see Stephen White was making comments to the end.
Yeah, that motherfucker always does. And motherfucker is a good thing, not a bad thing, Stephen. Next week, I don't know if we'll do a fucking show. I don't know what my schedule is or what
might be playing Saturday night. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't know if we'll do another one Friday. I'm gonna play all this by ear. So I'm sure. I think me and Rika's going to do one Tuesday for her show because she hasn't done a show in almost a month. So we'll do one for after the Eagle. We'll have plenty of playoff talk because we know who our matchup is.
Yeah.
Then for far as keeping them with Joneses, it would all depend on when we play and how we feel, and if Marcus is busy or me and Rocky even feel like doing another one and shit like that.
Yeah. My birthday.
But I will say this: I'll say this. If we play next Saturday and we win, I don't give a fuck what time it is. I'm going live.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'll go live 8, 9, 10. I don't give a shit what 11 o'clock at night we win. I don't give a shit. I'll go live for at least an hour. If we lose, I'm not going live. I'm going to go to bed and sulk for fucking the whole next year. But yeah, I'll definitely go live if we win that game. I'll have it set up and ready to go. But as far as keeping the Joneses, I don't know. We'll definitely do one more show before the season is completely over. Or if we do lose, we'll do a season ending show.
Yeah,
saying our goodbyes, and
we got to recap what we pick for the
we'll recap season. Our seasons. Yeah, we'll do a little fun show, but pray to baby Jesus to make the Super Bowl because I'm gonna get just shit faced drunk.
I want to see that, and the phone lines will definitely be open.
And we're gonna have a fucking blast.
I have to get my little buzzer so I can censor out a little bit more.
Oh, for phone calls, yeah.
Yeah,
I can back off of it. I don't have to say them words.
Oh no, Charlie. You know, if the phone lines were open for you,
but the phone lines, yes. And plus, if I'm drinking, I don't know if I can censor myself too much. Right. I mean, I can do it. Like when I go to my aunt's and at work, I work with all ladies on one of my jobs, and they're all real big Christian. Not that I'm not, but they take it to a level that they don't cuss. So I don't cuss in front of them. I make sure I said shit the other day in front of them, and I was like, "Oh, sorry." They laughed like, you can say shit, but Mendoza.
But yeah, if the phone line's open, so they definitely try to bait you.
Oh yeah, and that most definitely will.
I just realized we can put a star on comments and it makes a separate section so you can go back and find them. I always find something new on StreamYard.
Dude, the only thing I know there's new in StreamYard when you fucking tell me.
Yeah, I try to stay pretty in touch.
All right. Well,
all right, guys. That's pretty much it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we'll be seeing you guys soon. Game for the most part, kind of meaningless to an extent, but be sure to watch some great Cowboys football. Root for whoever we play next week. And make sure you follow Charlie, follow myself. We both have other shows. Charlie probably be on with Rika this Tuesday. I should be on this Wednesday talking about the first round of the playoffs. And we may get another Keeping Up with the Joneses show next week. You never know.
and we might get a DCU show. Eric's supposed to come back. He's just been busy. Hell, he actually did an intro video for us and all kinds of videos and bought hats. He just hasn't came back yet. But I'm sure if we could do good in the playoffs, we'll do at least one show together. Me and him come back and do a show together.
Okay.
Maybe he can join us on he was going to join us now, but he got his son tonight, so he couldn't do it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching another episode of Keeping Up with the Joneses. We'll see you guys later.
Later, dudes.
New Year.
Yeah.